truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's new.
Everybody, it's the chicks on the right here. We had such a blast on the Don't Unfriend Me show.
Check them out at The Dumb Show on social media or thedumbshow.com.
They stream weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern, and you guys, they are your people.
They totally are. And you can find us in all the places by visiting chicksontheright.com/links and watch us weekdays at 8 a.m. Eastern.
Come on, man. Can you feel the pain? Into him now. About this new world. Ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new eye.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Matthew, coming from you from Ireland, giving you a little bit. No election results. They don't have elections in Ireland. They kill people. IRA. Democrats are getting to that point. They're kind of like a terrorist organization, aren't they? Should we go ahead and consider transgenders to be a terrorist organization? I mean, I'm hearing rumors that the shooters of the Muslim Center may have been a transgender couple. Don't know if it's true. Haven't had a chance to confirm, but I mean, that's how many this year? Like 17 this year? I mean, come on. You know, a little much? Anybody think? I think too many. But anyway, tonight we're covering the elections, and there's a whole bunch going on. Whole bunch going on. May 20th, Tamara. Scott Libido. He's going to be inside. He's going to be on the show. It's going to be fantastic. Be here for Scott. He's going to be here. He's a Scotsman. Not really. But Ryan Weaver isn't, because Ryan had to reschedule. He's going to come later in the week or whatever, but he had a band thing, and dude, come on, he's a country music star. I don't expect him to, Damani Felder, June 5th. Ryan Samuels, the 11th. 19th, Dave Bonnie. Tim Brown, July 8th. Was in Tower 2 when it went down. Folks, goals 300 tonight. You can go to the Don't Unfriend Me show, thedumbshow.com. Get yourself a donation started if you want to. We appreciate it. Go buy a hat, you buy a shirt, buy something like that. This is what we do. We cover elections and, politics and stuff like that. Olivia's not here tonight. She's at Ethan's choir concert. And Dad couldn't go because I have to take off Thursday for Hayden's concert, and Ethan had a choice, baseball and he chose baseball, so we're going to be there for baseball. But it's just me by my lonesome, and that's okay. I like it like that. Leroy's not here tonight because I told him wave off. I said, it's election night, dude. What are you going to do? You're going to sit here and be like, oh wow, look at those numbers. So he decided to take off. He'll be here Thursday instead, because Wednesday Scott Libido's going to be here. And Olivia will be here with me, with Scott Libido. Folks, we didn't get this shared out. Holy crap. Looks like Facebook's doing its thing again. I think it's because I'm early. That's why I'm early. But we'll stick around here. We're not going to get anything too heavy. We're going to kind of go over the election tonight. There's a whole bunch of important stuff. I mean, my God. If you take a look at what's going on, I mean, it's insane. So 6 p.m., polls already closed. Numbers are already coming in for Massey and Gallrein. And right now it's at an early 4 or 5% of the polls are in, and Gallrein has a lead. That doesn't mean anything. It's too early to tell. But U.S. Senate on the ballot, U.S. House, as we know, districts are open in Kentucky, and the Louisville mayor is up. Georgia, whole bunch going on. U.S. Senate, U.S. House, governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state. They're having their Virginia tonight. That's going to be insane. By the way, phone lines are open if you guys want to call. Phone numbers are at the top right of the screen, 276-200-2105. Alabama primary ends at 8 o'clock tonight. U.S. Senate, U.S. House, governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, secretary of state. Big Alabama. Pennsylvania is House, governor, and lieutenant governor, so pretty darn important. Idaho, U.S. Senate, U.S. House, governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and secretary of state. And then Oregon, U.S. Senate, U.S. House, governor, and Measure 120. You're like, Matt, what's Measure 120? Well, let me tell you. The ballot measure would uphold the state's gas tax increase, a hike intended to help fund the state's transportation department. Like those taxes aren't enough in Oregon. So those results obviously are not in as of yet. Right now, the thing that we're focused on is Republican primary. Is numbers are coming in steadily. All good results for Andy Barr, looking like he is doing very well. Numbers are low as of right now. Looks to be only a couple thousand votes, so we're going to sit on that. Like all of Kentucky is more than likely going to be fairly low right now. Looks like there's more of a contested run in here between Amy McGrath and Charles Booker. But that's where we're at right now. Kind of low. Too early to tell. I don't expect Kentucky. It's only been an hour. But I mean, we can go in and look at the House and see where Gallrein and Massey are, but Republican House seat James Cormer looks to be solid early on. A few thousand votes. He looks to be running away with it. That looks pretty good. Taking a look at Massey and Gallrein. Let's see where we're at. I don't know why it doesn't have the Massey results. I just had that a second ago. It's not showing up. It doesn't make any sense. Hold on, everybody. Looking for it. Trying to find out why that's not up. Let's check the live updates. Nope. Getting familiar with this layout, not loving it. Got to be honest with you, not loving it right now. Because I had the results earlier, and they are not showing up right now, which makes no sense in any way, shape, or form. Let's go to Kentucky summary. Yeah, so it's weird. I can come over here and go into District 4, but that's weird. It's not on the front splash page. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Right now, it's pretty close, 56.1% to 43.9% on the Gallrein race. This pop-up is a bummer. I usually can turn these off, but they're not going off tonight. Gallrein's showing 20-point lead, 8.3 lead in Kenton and Greenup. These are early numbers. Spencer County, 24% in. So some of these counties are coming in right now. Right now, you're looking at about 8,000, well, 7,500 votes are in, and right now it's pretty decisive 13% lead for Ed Gallerin. I imagine that when we get a little closer to Lexington and Frankfurt, that we might see some different numbers here. I think Democrats are going to come out and vote for Thomas Massie. The question is everybody else? So here's kind of what's going on. Give you guys a straight skinny tonight of all the drama, and decided to go ahead and kind of write it down. So tonight's the biggest race is Georgia. Burt Jones is obviously Trump-aligned candidate. Brad Raffensperger still is divisive with MAGA voters over 2020. Democrats trying to build turnout advantage early. Democrats reportedly outpaced Republicans in early ballots by 153,000 votes. That's a big number, but 153,000 in Georgia is not insurmountable. And you would expect Democrats to outpace Republicans in early ballots. Some of the things you need to know is Georgia remains one of the biggest swing states in America, and it is a bellwether, and will probably tell us a little bit about what's going to happen in 2026's midterms. Heavy turnout already, so people are voting. Multiple races likely mean in Georgia, like it always does, is it's going to head to runoff. And Georgia always heads to runoff because they can't seem to make up their fucking minds. So you have to get above 50%. One candidate has to get above 50% in order to win outright. Otherwise, it goes to a runoff. So if one candidate has 49.1 and another candidate has 49.3, it's not like, oh, well, that guy's 2 points above, 0.2% above. He wins or she wins. No, it goes to a runoff. And this is what happened in the Senate races, you remember, in 2020 with the stolen election conversation. It diluted the vote, and it discouraged people from voting. And we lost 2 Senate seats, which then gave us Joe Biden and his foreign policy and local policy, which gave us combined 27.3% inflation. So it's important to vote. Kentucky, obviously, Andy Barr and Daniel Cameron are the Republicans in the Senate race, replacing Mitch McConnell. Latest polling, Barr leading in several recent polls. May GOP poll 43% to 24% against Cameron. Democrats, Charles Booker remains strongest Dem name. Amy McGrath still around, but weaker than past cycles. The big race, this is the huge race. This is, everyone's saying MAGA's dead. Well, you're going to find out. If Kentucky puts Massie in, then MAGA might be in some trouble in 2026. If Massie gets ousted, then Donald Trump is at the helm, has the party, and is in full control, right? Because this is an indicator. We saw what happened in Indiana. We saw what happened in some other Republican states. But Kentucky, Thomas Massie, this has been a stronghold for him, and he has done nothing. He's proposed zero legislation. He votes against Trump on everything. The guy's a complete pig fucker, but he gets elected. And this isn't the first time Trump has tried to ouster him. This one looks more promising, as Gallerin has a good chance. But this will tell us a lot. So this is the big one. This is one of the nastiest Republican battles that I've ever seen. I mean, the amount of money being put in this House seat is just redonkulous. Obviously, Trump endorsed Gallerin. Trump openly has been going after Massie, as Massie has been going after him. It's the most expensive House primary ever. We're looking at $32 million spent. You guys, I know Senate seats that don't spend $32 million. $32 million for a House seat. That's insanity. That's absolutely insanity, considering you got 100 senators, 300 and something some odd representatives from the state. Can you imagine if every single state race cost $32 million? That's redonkulous. You guys, I mean, do you even understand how much money that is? So for 10 seats, you're talking $320 million. For 100 seats, it's $3.2 billion. For 300 plus seats, you're looking at almost $10 billion. Presidential campaigns don't cost $10 billion. Do you guys understand the magnitude of how big this race is between Massie and Gallerin? It is hands down the most ludicrous number I've ever seen for a House seat. This is crazy. You could take every single mayoral and gubernatorial race across the country, add them all together, and it still would not even get 20% of what they're spending on this. That is how big this race is. Spanberger didn't even spend this much. It's crazy. That is crazy. $32 million spent. To give you some idea, if you take a look at the Virginia redistricting legislation and that proposal, they spent like $96 million on that. I mean, the amount of money that's in politics right now, someone's got to ask the question, who's getting all this money? It can't just be advertising. Advertising hasn't gone up in price, folks. In fact, advertising's gone down for radio and TV. Social media is pennies on the dollar. Where's all this money going to? What the hell do you spend $32 million in Kentucky when literally a rabbit farts over 7 counties away and you know about it? What could they possibly be spending in Kentucky? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's ungodly amount of ads, and it's dumping money into these candidates. And listen, AIPAC has been involved in putting money against Massey. The Qatarian donations are coming up into Massey, and Democrats are putting money into his pot. You know he's getting Soros money. We've already established that. We know what's going on. But how much do the candidates get to keep? I don't know. I happen to know a candidate who ran for office who made quite a bit of money in fundraising, and he kept a lot of it, almost $500,000. It's kind of lucrative to run for office. I thought about just running for office to lose, none of the above, Richard Pryor type of thing. Maybe get a cool $500,000 to fund the show. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Texas, this one's big. Ken Paxton and John Cornyn. Well, Cornyn comes out and opens up his mouth. So get this. This is what a piece of shit Cornyn is, okay? And you guys need to be listening to this. So Ken Paxton, AG, and Cornyn, majority leader, are going up against it in Texas, and President Trump has stayed out of this. Joseph says, I'm thinking Carolina versus Avs in Stanley Cup final, but get by the Golden Knights, a good team. Meh. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I was more afraid of the Los Angeles Kings than the Golden Knights. I think the Golden Knights have a great offense. I think they're pretty good down the middle, but they do not have the third and fourth lines that the Avs do. They've got a little bit of size. Let's see how Hart holds up, okay? The Anaheim Mighty Ducks, who aren't that mighty, and the Utah Mammoth, who are in their first year, essentially glorified Phoenix Coyotes. We'll see. The Pacific does not. They're the weakest division in hockey by far. They were horrible. Not one of those teams would have made the Eastern Conference playoffs. That's how bad they were. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see how they play against a team that can roll 4 lines, can check, can run up and down the ice, can go ahead and handle their dump and chase forecheck, who goes and digs out the puck better than other teams, who can put on the pressure and put up 40 shots against their goaltender. We'll see. I was more worried about Minnesota. I think Minnesota's a better team than the Golden Knights. And be honest with you, everyone was like, oh, well, if the Golden Knights played Minnesota, I was going to say Minnesota 5-1. Well, if everyone was saying, and I'm talking to everybody said that, Minnesota 5-1. Well, if that's the truth and it was going to be Minnesota 5-1, well, we beat the Minnesota 5-1. So explain to me, what do you think the Golden Knights and the Avs should be? Got a phone call. Let's see what they want to talk about. What do you want to talk about, Chad Brooks?
I was wanting to talk about the election.
Okay, what do you want to talk about in the election? Which one?
I was wanting to talk about. I just had a question. Who would you think would win? Who do you think is going to win tonight? Do you think Trump's candidate's going to win in Kentucky, or do you think Thomas Massey has a chance?
So it's you're asking if Galrein wins or Thomas Massey.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I think Galrein's showing good polling. He's got like a 5 to 6 point swing. He's gained 14 points over the last 3 weeks, and the money that he's had has been pretty extensive. So far, Trump's won everything that he's thrown at in the last 26 races. He's done very, very well. I was just saying, if Kentucky continues, they'll put Massey back in, but I think there's a change of the guard here. I think people are pissed at Massey. I think they're pissed at the Epstein thing. I'm going to pick Galrein winning by 3.5 points.
Okay, I agree with that. And also, I wanted to say, I think I'm hoping that Montreal wins the hockey game. I heard you guys were talking about that. So.
So you're talking between Carolina, or you just want them to win the Stanley Cup?
Yes, against Carolina. I hope we sweep them. I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah, well, let's look at it this way. You guys were up in the season 3-0, right? So Montreal manhandled Carolina. Now, the one thing you need to understand is their defense was out. But is there something wrong? What is going on? Hold on a second. Hold on. What is going on? Okay, can you hold on a second then? All right, so Montreal Canadiens were up 3-0, but the problem is Carolina's defense was hurt. So they had top 3 pair were out for a better part of the season. So now they're fully healed. You've got Anderson, who's playing like just a champ, and they can roll 4 lines. The thing is that they haven't played anybody. They played 2 8 seeds. They should be up 4-0. So I think Montreal's got a shot. The thing that Montreal's got to figure out is how to play defense. If they get in run and gun with Carolina, they're going to get blown out of the building because they couldn't even keep up with Buffalo.
Yes, I agree. Last night's game was a lot of stress.
Yeah, it was. But good luck to Montreal. Yeah. Listen, you guys haven't won a cup in 32 years. I hope, no offense, but I hope it's 33 if the Avs get to the Western Conference. If not, if they get past the Western Conference, you know I'm rooting for the Avs. But if they don't, I'll be rooting for Montreal for sure.
All righty. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon. Hold on, guys. I got a little bit of an emergency. Good talking to you. Hold on one second. Was it good? Did anyone record it? Brother, if I would have known it was at 6, I would have been there. Nobody tells me these things. God, okay, with the air conditioner, with the car, the battery, with everything else that's been going on, all 3 of them walk in and they all were making horrible, sad faces and like looking at me like, oh my God, the life is over. And I'm like, of course, I have no clue what's going on. I'm doing the show. And I'm like, okay, I can't handle any more bad news. And they're like, oh, bummer. We missed Ethan's concert. It was at 6, not 7. And I'm like, okay, but for God's sakes, don't scare the living hell out of me, people. My Lord. It's going to be an interesting Stanley Cup. We'll see what happens. Listen, the Avs got to get past the Golden Knights. I will be transparent with you. I think the Kings were the best team in the Pacific in the end of the stretch. They had the best defense. Yeah, their scoring wasn't incredible, but they had their power play killed them, and overall their inability to put the puck behind the net. But they were an exceptionally good defense. I think this night series is going to be very similar to that. I think you essentially take our second line and you put them up against the first line of the Knights, and I think Jared Bednar is already doing that. I saw the line combinations that they were doing, and I feel really comfortable that we're going to make some adjustments on Vegas that they're not ready for, but that's just me. Okay, let's rock and roll. So as of right now, we've got 16,500 votes. Thomas Massey is getting his ass kicked right now. These are pretty big numbers coming out of some very large counties over here in Boone County and Kenton. Looks like almost 10-point swing here. Now, the thing is 36% of the votes are counted here, 23 here. So far, early numbers are that Gallering looks really, really promising and really, really good. He's winning some of these decisively. Now, what does that mean? It means nothing. So everyone relax, because we've got to see these other larger counties, what they come in at, and we'll get a better idea as soon as we get some more numbers in. But as of right now, it looks really good. Mike Collins is in the lead in Georgia. Sorry guys, it scared the hell out of me. When you got your entire family looking at you, making sad faces, you're just like, did somebody die? You know? Yes, somebody recorded the concert, which will be good to see. $10.80 coming from Joseph Hillstrom. Good luck to the Avs. Beat the Wild next Vegas. Beat the Wild, Vegas next, baby. Yeah, listen, we'll see what happens. I'm not bragging. I'm just doing hockey like I know how. Listen, I don't know how any team beats the Avs four games in a row. 4 games out of 7. And it's not. It has nothing to do with being a homer. I think if you're a hockey fan, I think every single person goes, how do the Avs lose 4 to any team, especially with home ice? And they're better on the road, which means you got to go in their barn and you got to take 2 because you're going to lose 2 at home. I mean, we went into Minnesota decisively and dominated Minnesota outside of 1 game. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. All right. So anyway, Paxton and Cornyn. So President Trump wasn't making any nod towards either candidate, and he was just kind of keeping it in his back pocket. I think because of the SAVE Act, he didn't want to piss off Cornyn. So what happened? Well, Cornyn comes out today and like an ass and says, well, I don't think President Trump is going to endorse anybody. I think he's just going to let it go. Well, what did Trump do? Trump goes, nope, I'm endorsing Paxton. So what does Cornyn do? Cornyn actually takes his Senate and pushes through legislation to put the Iran war bill on hold and does an injunction vote to get this proposal pushed through, which can modify and change the war. This is what the Democrats have been pushing into. So, of course, Cornyn is screwing around with our country and our national security because he's pissed off because Trump wouldn't endorse him. What a piece of shit he is, huh? What a piece of shit. What a rhino douchebag. Oh, yeah, let's let Iran get a nuke so we can go ahead and play grab ass with the president. What a piece of shit. I hate that guy. What a plow. Can't believe him. So Cornyn is obviously stronger in a general election, but I don't know, man. Let Paxton cook. You know what I mean? Let him do his thing. James Tallarico is raising massive amount of money, but Democrats think this race could be competitive. I don't. Listen, I have been through Texas races. I was there with Ted Cruz. I was there for Roberto Beto O'Rourke Rodrigo. And everyone's like, oh, Beto O'Rourke will win. So Beto ran for Senate. Beto ran for governor. He's lost he's a loser. And Tallarico's the same way. Texas is full of Christians. Tallarico is an antichrist. I'm pretty comfortable with the fact that one of those guys will win. But Cornyn's a douche plow. You're on the phone with the Don't Unfriend Me show. What's going on? This is Matt.
Hi, Matt. This is Tan John.
Hey,
just checking in.
Hi, Tanja. How you doing?
Okay, good. I love what you're doing. I just want to let everybody know it's coming from me.
Yeah.
Anybody calls that individual a rhino, understand rhino just means Democrat. That's all.
Right.
That's all. That's all they are to us. They're Democrats. And they disguise themselves as Republicans just so they can watch what other Republicans are doing to make sure the people don't get what they want. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
And what they need. People don't. That's it.
Fair
Other
enough.
than that, I'm on the show. I'm in the back looking in. I appreciate you once again.
Yes, ma'am.
And you keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you, your existence, to be honest with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you calling in. That was a good call the other night, and thanks for supporting us. And we'll keep you keep watching, and we'll keep doing it. Okay.
And I need that book you want me to read. So how can I send you my email and stuff?
You can send it to matt@thedumbshow.com, and that's no B. So it's MATT at thedumbshow, THEDUMSHOW. And then we'll make sure to get you that book.
MATT at
Yep, The Dumb Show.
the
THEDUMSHOW.
DUM
Yes, ma'am.
SHO. Got you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. We'll
All
see you
right.
soon, Tanja. Bye-bye. She's such a nice lady. And from California, and speaking of California, let's get into it. California governor races. Steve Hilton, Chad Blanco, Democrats, obviously. Javier Becerra, Tom Steyer, and then Katie Porter. Latest polling has Hilton up at 17%. Blanco is sitting at 14, Steyer at 14, Becerra at 10, Porter at 10. Hilton is at 17%, folks. If we can get Blanco to drop out, that's not a bad number. It's not a bad number at all. The Democrats are going to consolidate whenever they figure out if Becerra or Porter or whoever else. But the race is chaotic because it's top two. And so it could be a Republican versus Republican. It's called a jungle primary. Jungle primary is every man for himself. It's like Thunderdome. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. You know what I mean? So it could be 2 Republicans going against each other. Republicans think Newsom backlash is giving them an opening, and it certainly is. Michigan Governor Republicans John James polling ahead. Recent GOP polling. James is around 37 to 41%. Closest rivals are in the low 20s, with the Democrats still consolidating the field. Race expected to be one of the most important governorships nationally. So overall tonight, here's what you want to focus on. MAGA influence still is extremely strong. We saw that in Indiana. We've seen that across the country. Trump endorsements matter heavily in the primaries. Establishment GOP fighting for survival in several races. Looks like Republicans are showing up to vote, which is also good. Democrat strategy is what it always is, focused heavily on turnout, trying to nationalize races around Trump fatigue, betting suburban voters swing back their direction. I don't know if that's going to be true. Biggest races to watch: Georgia governor, Senate primaries, Massey versus Gallrein, Kentucky Senate replacement race, which is important for Mitchie McConnell, the tortoise. Texas GOP Senate war, and then California governor primary buildup is a growing. Got a little graphic here for you. Kind of break it down with what's important and what's not. Pretty much everything I told you right there is where it's at. Georgia, Dems lead early voting by 153,000. Stacey Abrams is throwing her name in again. I don't consider her to be a serious candidate and a serious threat. Jason Estevez doesn't have a chance. Stacey Abrams most surely will get it, but will the black population break with Stacey Abrams? I seriously doubt it. They haven't yet. I don't imagine they will. Kentucky primary, as we know, Andy Barr and Daniel Cameron versus Charles Booker and Amy McGrath. McGrath is slipping. She's an established Dem. And Andy Barr looks like he's doing very, very well. Thomas Massey and Gallrein's too close to call. A lot of money put into this. James Tallarico's on the outside looking in between Paxton and Cornyn. Right now, Paxton's looking very strong. Then, of course, Steve Hilton and Chad Blanco, who is the officer, Leo, who is running out there. And then Michigan governor primary, John James. And Democrats are still deciding who the hell is going to be the governor outside of lonely Whitmer. Let's get back into some numbers. Phones are still open. You want to talk hockey? You want to talk politics? Whatever. I'm going to be with you tonight until we're done. So hang in there. I don't know if we're going to get to all of Texas, but we should get to most of it tonight. Alabama key races. Seth Burton has no votes yet. Georgia Senate, Mike Collins versus Carter, which is for Republican primaries. 4% of the votes are counted. Collins is looking pretty good. For Kentucky U.S. Senate, McGrath, surprisingly enough, pushing ahead of Booker, 8%, but I expect that to narrow and Booker to overtake McGrath in a little bit. You can see it just went ahead and narrowed down just a bit. There's a cool feature on a Mac if you guys don't have one of these. Oof. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? I love my Mac. You can just hide distracting items, stuff you don't want to see. All right. So, like this, how annoying. Who wants to see an ad? I don't. I know you don't either. So, we're just going to go ahead and hide it. because we don't care about spraying WD-40 in our toilet. I'll tell you what, it sounds bad, especially if you have a well. Kentucky U.S. Senate, Andy Barr, 61.9% against Cameron, 12% of the votes counted. They're already giving it to Barr. Holy shit. So we have U.S. Senate. GOP nomination here is Andy Barr has been called the winner for the Republicans. That is a strong number. Andy Barr, once again, was a Trump candidate. Remember that. That's important, folks, because we're sitting here trying to figure out, well, is Trump going to show up in Kentucky? Well, yeah, he certainly is. So that's good news for Kentucky. That means that Trump voters are showing up. Folks, that's what we want. Trump voters are showing up, and they've put Andy Barr as the primary choice. Now, Ed Galrine in the 4th District with Thomas Massey, 56.5% to 43.5% so far, 24,000 votes in. That's 21%. That's 13% it's holding. We're getting more and more counties coming in. Thomas Massey in Mason County is not performing to the level that you would expect. He's only up about 1.6% in Mason County. Mason County, big Massey stronghold. That number should go up. If it doesn't, that's not good for him. Coming in the western side of the state, this is good, 64.6% in Spencer. What you should see then is most of this western area should fall for Massey. Where you're worried about is in these bigger areas, right outside of Robertson, but in Lexington and Frankfort, you might see some of these districts soften a little bit and lean towards Massey, especially with all the Democrat money. But right now, it seems to be Galrine is doing really well. Doing really well early on. It's 21%. That's not over, but these numbers are looking pretty good. Now, Mason County is going to be going to Massey, but only at 1.6%. That is not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done. So we'll continue to watch this and see what we can see. Going back to some of the other results, 7 p.m. Georgia primary, that's been closed now. Let's see if we got anything on the Senate. Mike Collins, GOP, looks at 44%, looks pretty damn strong, only 6% in. But that looks pretty good. For the Democrats, let's take a look here. I think that's already been decided for the U.S. Senate. John Ossoff, running unopposed. That's kind of hard to lose when you're running unopposed, folks. I just thought you guys would want to know. Keep watching this. Let's see. U.S. House results. Jim Kingston, 56.5. Looks to be, they should just call that. That's ridiculous. I don't know why that's still open. DeFonso Daniels and Joyce Mary Griggs. This looks to be look at this heat. And Holloway, 3-way race. Being separated by less than 1%. That's redonk. That's going to be interesting. Let them feast on each other. Holy crap. Interesting numbers. Let's go over to... I'm going to see if Liv can do something. Want to see if Olivia can check. Can you check Fox, C-SPAN, find out who's covering the elections, if anybody? Just let me know which channel. Thanks. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going here. I'm going to stick with Kentucky here, folks. I want to know what this looks like. Keep watching this, because this is where the big money is. All right, let's go back to key races. Mike Collins and Carter. Looks like Collins is doing well in Georgia. Kentucky, Amy McGrath Booker. McGrath is still holding 10% in. I don't imagine that holds. Ed Galrine is doing great. You're looking at about, I don't know, 13.4%. 24% of the votes are counted. I told you earlier, Andy Barr won his Republican primary against Republican GOP contender Daniel Cameron. McGrath and Booker's the one to watch. They're neck and neck. Okay. Thanks. Are you doing donations, babe? Okay, so, all right. So, looks like Newsmax is covering the election. So we'll get that on real quick.
The Senator Tommy Tuberville has the best shot at it, and he joins us now, sir. It's good to see you. How you feeling tonight?
Well, I feel good, Rob. It's been a long year. I announced, I guess about 14 months ago that I was going to give up my Senate seat and move and run for the governor's seat, and it's gone well. People have accepted us well. We've still been working hard in the Senate. It's a big night for our country, all these primaries, and it's a huge night for President Trump and MAGA. Yeah. I just heard some of your results, and they sound very good at the very beginning.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're the kind of politician that the president really appreciates because you kind of you stick with him and you stick with the party, which is what he's always been so envious of on the other side. The Democrats are like glue. So, folks, if you have not had a chance, no, Carrie, that's not Cory Booker. We'll come back to that. If you have not had the chance, thedumbshow.com/donate. We do this all the time. We cover elections. We cover current events, military news, geopolitical news, all that type of stuff. And how we do that is that we're funded by you. We're not funded by anyone else. Facebook has removed our marketing and our funding for live shows. We make essentially like 2 cents a show. It's absolutely insulting. They show commercials on all of our stuff, and they hardly pay us out on what we're supposed to get. And most of the time are throttling us. So if you haven't had a chance, you can help us out by going to thedumbshow.com/donate. It makes the difference. It doesn't require, you don't have to do that. It's free of charge. Our show is free. We don't expect that from anybody. But if they do, it means a great deal. And we ask because, well, this is what we do for a living. So you might say, well, $5 is not that big of a deal. It certainly is to us. So if you have an opportunity and you want to make a donation, $1, $100, $10,000, people have made donations of all monetizations and we are denominations, and we appreciate it for sure. So we're going to listen a little bit more on these election results and Tommy Tuberville and what's going on in the governor's race there. Here it is.
Leaders of the country or your city or your state, at the end of the day, people need to be qualified. They need to be citizens to vote, and that's the reason we're trying to get the Save America Act. President Trump just wants it very simple. Let's pass this. Let's make it fair for everybody, not just Republicans, but also Democrats.
Your reaction to the Supreme Court and the redistricting and how that's going to affect your state. You're one of the states that's going to be impacted by this.
Well, as I've told everybody, gerrymandering started by the Democrats. They've absolutely controlled the Northeast. There's no representation in the top 9 or 10 states in the Northeast from the Republican side, and we average 35 or 40%. And so they started it, and as I tell everybody, we're going to finish it. And, if they didn't start this, we wouldn't have finished it. But we're going to do what we need to do to make sure that we're represented in our state and across the South.
Yeah. Senator Tommy Tuberville running for governor of the state of Alabama. We're waiting for those results to come in, and we're rooting for you. Thank you, sir.
So Brian Ellis says, hey, this is a little off topic, but am I the only one who didn't see anything about the Rededicate 250 event? We got to see it a little more about it because we're right here in the National Mall. We're only about 35, 45 minutes away from D.C. on a good traffic day. So a lot of information came around there. In fact, we got to see Pagani, is that what they're called? They're a $3 to $5 million car. It's an Italian vehicle that are from Italy. And they were flown over here, and there's about 20 of them, and they all drove by my house. They all went up through, like literally on my street. I'm not kidding. And all went by. And these things were in third gear, and they probably need a tune-up every frickin' month because they never leave third gear. But I guess these vehicles are $3 to $5 million a piece. They were all quarantined and locked off, and they all drove right by my house, and I was outside watering the plants, and here they come. And then my neighbor calls, and he's like, "Matt, did you see those?" I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hard to miss. Sounded like Le Mans is going on around my house. And yeah, so, this was a dedication event, which was in Christian conservatism and faith. There was prayer and talks about God and Jesus and the influence of our country and our Christian faith. Of course the left didn't cover it. Of course they didn't cover it. So no, they didn't. Tomorrow we have Scott Levato on, and I definitely want to talk to him a little bit, but we're going to have to cover that on Thursday, and we will talk about it. Pagani, whatever. Paganini was a composer. Pavarotti was a tenor, and Pagani is a car. Yeah, they all drove by my house, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. It's a car. I don't care. Then, it is what it is. Some people find that stuff cool. I don't. And I feel that way about planes. You know what I mean? So, cars are cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't have a big, whoa, it's a car. I don't know. Like when I saw my first Tesla, I wanted to look. First time I saw a Ferrari, saw a 67 Corvette. Yeah. And I want a 67 Mustang someday, and I'd love a Scout or a Bronco, an old Bronco. Yeah, all those things. But I really don't care. This is Matt. This is Mel. What's going on? Good to hear from you.
I just have a quick question. It's off topic from the election and whatnot.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you had been following this Monica Witt thing that's going on. I think you maybe know, she was an Air Force intel, but she was about your time frame when you were doing your thing. Do the intel systems in your country cross-pollinate? So does Army, Navy, Marine, do you guys go to the same intel schools, or are they all separate?
So they're all separate except for Department of Navy. So Marine Corps and Naval Intelligence go through Nimitz Naval Marine Corps Intelligence Training Center, which is in Dam Neck, Virginia. And then Army has their own intelligence school, and Air Force has their own intelligence school too. And Army runs different branches of military intelligence training schools for the Navy and Marine Corps and the Air Force as well, like the linguistic schools in Monterey, California. If you want to get into electronic warfare and electronic countermeasures, there's, you can get into Fort Meade if you want to be radio or crypto. So there's multiple. We train together in some cases, and then obviously in task force. But most of the actual A schools and C schools are separate in each branch, minus the Marine Corps and the United States Navy.
Do you cross-pollinate information between the branches?
No, not as much as you would think, because there's different AORs and different theaters of operation, and naval units versus air units versus ground units all have different theater of operations and different AORs. So if we were doing a task force, yes. If we were doing a combined effort, like a conflict that's going on in Iran, most assuredly we would work together. But in standard training exercises, we're pretty much autonomous.
So aircraft carriers carry planes and Marines and naval personnel. So are there the 3 or 4 branches on board and they're talking to each other, or no?
Well, no, because Marines work independently of the United States Army, and the United States Navy works independently from the U.S. Air Force. Our mission objectives are completely different. We're a carrier based. We're usually running parallels. We're usually running sorties. We're usually running egress and electronic countermeasures, where the Air Force is going to be responsible for high altitude bombing and responsible for any fighter combat and air suppression. So totally two different AORs. Marines are an expeditionary unit and maritime force also, but an amphibious force, and Army has paratroopers and airborne, and then obviously ground impounders and artillery and mechanized division, infantry divisions, and et cetera, et cetera. So although we will work in conjunction with each other, that will normally go through upper command, and whoever has the ball, whether it be CENTCOM or Strategic Air Command or NORAD or local forward operating base has expeditionary control. It's going to be up to that designation, and it's not going to be like, okay, hey, Air Force, talk to Navy, and Navy talk to Air Force. It's going to be certain systems are going to cross-pollinate, and those systems can be used. So, like, let's just say it's imagery analysis. So you get a couple keyhole satellites, which are geosynchronously placed over Iran's nuclear facilities. That can be tasked by each independent branch through the NSA. And that information can be accessed through systems by the Army, by the Marine Corps, by the Air Force with proper clearance, but it's not like they're working in conjunction with each other. Now, if there's a piece of intel, say there's some analysis that takes place from the United States Navy where we uncover something, like let's say when we recognize that Kilo SS submarines are moving out of Russia and they were going to sell them into the Persian Gulf, or Hong SSs were coming through Russia and going into North Korea to go ahead and put in sleeper agents, we would go ahead and coordinate with whatever strategic forces were there that were not the United States Navy, and give them that information. But we would also do that with Japan and Australia and any other allied forces that were in the area. So yes, but not to the level that you're thinking, that like something happens in the Army and then 5 minutes later the Navy knows about it. That's not necessarily how it works.
Sorry. I was just thinking that I'm hoping, because I don't want to make an ass of myself, so I don't want to assume that all the intels feed into a certain upper level, so that, and then there's another level of taking all of that information and processing it to do all the whatever.
Yeah,
This Monica Witt.
Yeah, let me give you an example. Like let's say we're doing human intelligent tasking, right? So, a group of ISs are responsible. They're attached to one of the teams. They're doing an HVT package on multiple targets. Okay. So we need to get comms from NSA, but we also need to task satellites. So we would put in requests to the NRO and the NSA to get what we would need, whether it's an electronic system, a radant system, imagery analysis, whatever type of int it is, we would request to the proper agency, and then that would either be granted access, but that's usually the upper chain of command. Right? It's not like all of a sudden I'm going to get access to an NSA program and I'm going to start logging in, and that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to request the imagery, and I'm going to get that specific location at that specific time at that specific day that I ask. Same with my any of my SIGINT type stuff. It's not going to be an open source. It's going to be very narrowed and specific for what I asked for. That is an example. But like, say we're doing a combined expeditionary maritime operation with allied forces, and you've got the Japanese, the Australians, the English, and the United States, which happens all the time off the coast of Australia. Well, we're working with Mossad, we're working with our KKP, we're working with the NSA, we're working with multiple agencies, and all running it through CENTCOM. So it just depends on what you're doing, but most of it is theater specific, AOR specific, and what your overall area of AOR is, that you would gain access to any of these systems. Does that make sense?
So, yeah, it does. So why, after this person has been like whatever, in absentia, whatever, is now coming to the forefront with this $200,000 reward, whatever? Like, they've obviously known that she is a traitor and has been gone for a while. Why is it now just coming to the forefront?
Geez, I don't even know what this is about. Can you give me the person's name? Because I have not heard about this.
Her name is Monica Witt, W-I-T-T.
Okay. And okay, so let me just get a quick.
She's an ex Air Force intel. She went through kind of her intel school in about the same time that you did, 1997-ish, that era. And she learned how to speak Farsi. She became human, the whole 9 yards, and then she's
okay, I got her. Okay, so she's a U.S. Air Force IS and counterintelligence, accused of defecting to Iran and providing classified information, served in Air Force 97 to 08, later worked as defense contractor, allegedly defected to Iran in 13, indicted in 19 for espionage, accused of exposing classified intel program and identifying U.S. Officers. FBI now offering $200,000 for information, leading to her capture. She allegedly helped Iranian-linked cyber operators target U.S. former intelligence colleagues through phishing and online surveillance campaigns. I don't know the woman, but the chances of me knowing her are slim to none.
Oh, no.
Unless I know, but it is possible.
I didn't think you did,
but you never know because it's a small community, and if we were in training together, it's possible. But she went through Monterey. She would have went through linguistic school with the United States Army, Air Force subcontracts with linguistics. So she would go there. She would also have spent time at the farm and Fort Meade. John Stillwell donated $15. Thank you, Johnny. We appreciate you, JD. So if she's doing human intelligence, then she contracted with the farm, obviously, and she was doing some work with the CIA. So. That's off my radar at that point. This goes above and beyond. Mine was more, any work that I did with Langley had to do with team related and nothing with her. But if she's human intelligence, she's a spook and just a different class of intelligence. I was more counterintelligence and interrogation and imagery analysis and strike. And she's straight up human. So she's out in the shit. And the funny thing is I just saw her photographs on her dossier. She fucking looks like an Arab. I mean, she changed her appearance unbelievably.
Yeah, exactly. But it seems kind of ironic that like less than 10 years, like whatever, now all of a sudden they're looking for like hard. So I just wanted to get your take on it, like whatever. So whatever, it's just something to throw into your book of things that you need.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look into this.
Like whatever.
I will. I'm gonna find out a lot about her and find out what her training is, what A schools and C schools she went to. But if she was in 97, I was already overseas at that point, and I was I a lot of the time I was not available if in that aspect. Here's a picture of her.
It just seemed kind of weird that all of a sudden this just now surfaced and now this $200,000, like, to me, there's something else that might be transpiring that this person is doing or has done or whatever, or they're gonna drone her ass. So it is what.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I've got an idea of what it is, but you can see her picture right here. I mean, you can.
Oh, I know.
She absolutely, like, if you saw some pictures of me in 98, you wouldn't even recognize me because I tan up. Most people know that when I get a little bit of color, but like I'm talking black beard that was, down the middle of my chest and like dirty most of the time and super tan. I look like I can be in most countries, and the only thing that gives me away is my height, But she dresses up really nice. She definitely looks like an Arab. So, it just seemed kind of off that all of a sudden now it's like now you're putting this out there, right?
Something
dropped on somebody's desk. I'm telling you right now, something dropped on somebody's desk that her name sent off fireworks. And this is what happened. They had her in 19, they isolated her, they knew she was in Iran, and then something happened with this current conflict where her name has come up, and now they want to black bag her. So they want to black bag her because either A, she has information on something that is paramount for the United States to find out in this conflict, or B, she divulged information which is causing reoccurring damage to the United States and allied forces. That's the only two reasons why they would be going after her right now.
That was my take, but I just wanted to throw that out to you. And I kind of thought Leroy might be on whatever, because you guys are more active into it than.
Yeah, I'm going to get into it. Trust me, I'm going to
yeah.
make some phone calls. I'm going to find out, but I just want to let you know something right now. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like the 4th District was just called, and I'm thinking they're calling. Ed Gallerin is now up by 8%. They said they just called it, but I don't know if that's confirmed. Let me go jump off of here and go look at Newsmax, and I'll get you. Okay.
No. Oh, yeah, it was just an off topic, but thanks.
No, it's
for
a
taking
good
my
topic. I know what I'm doing this tonight and the next couple nights. So trust me, because now I'm really intrigued. All right, kiddo. Love you. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Love you. Cheers.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Mel Lowe, folks, one of the best. Let's take a look here at what we're seeing. Let's see. Appreciate everybody. I get into good conversations. So NBC called it. NBC's called. They kind of call early. I want to see. I want to see a little more here. Georgia Collins and Dooley. Man, if Massey lost, I'm great. I'm in a great spot. I can't stand him. I've been calling him out for years, and I'm so glad to see if he goes. I'm so excited. I can't stand him. But called that, huh? We've been calling that one for a while. AP is still. I like to go to the AP. They're kind of slow rolling this, and I appreciate them. They slow roll it for a reason. But right now, 70% of the votes in, folks. I don't see how they don't call it for Galrein. Yeah, I knew Andy Barr won. So, folks, donations are up. thedumbshow.com/donate. You like what we're doing? You like what we do here? Help us out. You can donate to the show. It's real simple. You can go to thedumbshow.com/donate, or if you just want to follow us, you can go to thedumbshow.com/links. Created a new page for you, thedumbshow.com/links. It's real simple. Normally, you would have had to go to link, tap, go. Not anymore. Just go to thedumbshow.com/links, and when you do that, it pops up all of our pages. You can go to YouTube, Instagram, X. You want to find out where we're at. Here it is. Spotify, Twitch, Truth Social, TikTok, Spreaker, Rumble, everywhere. Wherever you want to find us. And if you want to go to the Dumb Store, it's real simple. Just click the Dumb Store right there. Boom. And you're shopping for great product and great coffee and wonderful clothing. We have a 5-star rating. And you can also say you want to go ahead and donate to the show directly. Real simple. Right there. Your own donate page. Check it out right here. PayPal, Venmo, credit card, doesn't matter, whatever you want. You can donate, find out a little bit about the show and where the money's going to, and that's pretty much it. Ed Galrein is now the winner in Kentucky. Happy to announce Ed Galrein has beat Thomas Massie, the Jew-hating douchebag Trump hater, is gone. That's it, folks. 4 years I've been telling you that Thomas Massie is a charlatan, is a rhino, is a horrible piece of shit who protected his Liberty score and absolutely disparaged Trump, called Trump a pedo, linked him to Epstein files. He decided to go ahead and do that. And now, once again, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a complete failure. Her presidential run that she's been working towards is now up in smoke because MAGA is alive and well. And at the behest of the president and at your own peril, you may not want to screw with Trump because he just absolutely, Ed Galrein kicked the shit out of Thomas Massie. Just brutal results. And I think it's going to go up from here. So now we're waiting on Alabama, Pennsylvania, Idaho, and Oregon. Mike Collins, GOP for Georgia. Charles Booker. Remember I told you he was going to take over Amy McGrath? Well, look what happened. So that's not Cory Booker. That's Charles Booker. This is for Kentucky U.S. Senate. And that race is Charles Booker in the incumbent. Looks like he's going to hold on. Thomas Massey out. And of course, all the I hate Jews are gonna, it's no longer American first. The Jews have won. No, MAGA won. Let's see if they're gonna call this here. All right, they're done. I'm off of Newsmax. How are you going to break right now? Seriously? How stupid. How could you possibly be going to break? Not right now. Can't go to break right now, dude. You hold the commercials. Let's see if Ingram has guts. There we go. Let's listen.
They are giving the benefit of the doubt to Donald Trump over Thomas Massey, the Epstein file, all of that. Trump wins. Bill Hemmer is going to, hold on one second, hold that thought. Bill Hemmer is going to join us now. This is the Trump effect, is it not? Bill Hemmer, wake up, America.
It sure is. Laura, what I would say is that...
Loretta, I'm so proud of you. And I know you love Massey. And I know this is a bittersweet for you because a lot of us loved Massey. But this is huge news. Huge news. And I don't know what else to say. Massey, this whole thing that you hear about, Jews are evil and this country and the Epstein class, it's all bullshit. It's all liberal nonsense and people don't care about it. The internet is a small microcosm of what the actual populace think. And Thomas Massey is gone. Good. What a piece of crap. Here's Galrine with his reply.
Had a slight lead there. And you think today, after that endorsement by the president, that whole race could change as well. So
Donald, I'm glad you got your 250 shirt, man. That's awesome. Congrats.
Weighing in on 3 significant primary races, in all likelihood, he has a chance now to go 3 for 3. And the reason that's important for federal office during the primaries, not the state level, for federal office, he has endorsed dozens and dozens of candidates, well over 70, okay? And some of those races, there was no competition, all right? But a lot of them, like this one, there has been. Point being, when the president puts his thumb on the scale of politics during the Republican primary season, he has been a winner every single time.
Well, what does this say to Lauren Boebert, Bill?
Could get rid of Boebert, too.
Well, she came into Kentucky on Saturday. Rand Paul was there with his wife. Warren Davidson, a Republican from Ohio, he came in as well, all to campaign on behalf of Thomas Massey. And that was their
Trump
judgment.
threatened to pull his endorsement, right?
Yeah,
of her?
Right. And we'll see what happens in Colorado when her race comes up. But right now, Laura, this is a...
Dude, Lauren
this is
Boebert,
a resounding victory for
the only president. Reason people are supporting Lauren Boebert is because of her boobs. That's it. Guys are voting with their She doesn't do anything. What has Lauren Boebert done for America? Nothing. She gave some guy a handy in the movie theater. That's all she's good for. She's a whore.
He did terribly there. So another Trump foe. Yeah, that's good. That's coming up, but that's another one. We'll watch that result, but that is not going to be positive. My prediction is, in the end, for Raffensperger. Look, Donald Trump won the presidency twice.
Oh, Tom, I'm glad your shirts came in. I thought they would. Good. So that's why I tell you to wait. Sometimes they take a little bit longer because something might be out of stock, but my company is a good one. They take care of you. I'm glad you guys got your shirts. Folks, we are in desperate need of donations. TheDumbShow.com/donate, $50.80. It's a little bit of a weird week. Wednesday, we're going to be going with Scott Lebedo, and then I'm off on Thursday, so we would love to get a really good night tonight. Charles Griffith says, free America from Israel. Oh, Chuck, you're such a putz. You groypers are such doofuses. Israel can't even get a piece of legislation passed. They can't even get a budget increase. They couldn't even get Obama and Condoleezza Rice to change their State of the Union with Bush and Obama to not say Palestine. The Jews don't have any influence over the United States. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Why are you so stupid? Why are you people so... You don't even know any Jews. You guys are worse than the Klan. I hate them blackies, man. I'll tell you what. I can't stand them. How many black people do you know? I don't know any of them. I don't want to. You guys are such putzes. Thomas Massey, he wasn't doing anything. He was taking money from Arabs. Let's choose Muslims over Jews because Jews have done so many bad things to the United States versus Arabs. Muslims are cool. You guys are fucking retards. Just absolute retards.
Wank!
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Free America from Israel. Come on. Come on. Free America from Israel. We're slaves to Israel. Israel, yeah. They only have 0.06% of the world's population. They run everything. Are they the richest country in the world? Actually, no. They're like 26. Oh, but they're really, really influential because they have attorneys and do porn. It's the Rothschilds. Derpy derp. Fucking retard.
Andy Barr is the former congressman representing Lexington, northeastern section of there. He's trying to go for the Mitch McConnell seat after McConnell announced his retirement come end of this term. Andy Barr was endorsed by the president also. And Jesse, this race was called within minutes after polls closed. Three-way race, Daniel Cameron, the former attorney general. Really, I mean, some competition, but really not much when you're around 60% of the vote. So the president tonight in the bluegrass state of Kentucky, he's got a winner in the...
See, let's try to be open-minded. Free America from Israel. Chuck, give me a call. 276-200-2105. I want you to list very specifically in terms we all can understand, right? How would you free America from Israel? Be very specific. Bobby Richardson, donate 2110. Pray for Oregon. Love you all. We're praying for Oregon, sister. Please tell me how we can free ourselves from Israel. Be specific. What steps would you take to free ourselves from Israel? Please tell me what pieces of legislation. You know what his first answer is? AIPAC. AIPAC needs to go. It's not an Israeli fucking political action committee, doofus. It's based in the United States from all U.S. citizens. Yeah, but they're Jews. Okay. So you're okay with Qatarian money coming in. You're okay with that money going into Hillary Clinton's foundation. You're okay taking Arab money. You're taking money from Saudi Arabia going into Joe Biden's pockets. You're okay with that. You're okay with United Arab Emirates. You're okay with Yemenis money and Egyptian money. You're okay with money coming from China. You're okay with money coming from Canada. You're okay with money coming from South America and Mexico. You're okay with Indochina, Vietnam, and Laos. You're okay with the Lemnos Islands. You're okay with Greece. You're okay with that. All that money's okay. But Jews? Oh, no, I can't take the dirty Jew money. Why? Be specific. Well, we've given them $3.3 billion. We've given the Jews more money than anyone. Yeah, over 70 frickin' since 1948. But I don't hear you say anything about Afghanistan. I don't think. What about Iraq? What about Ukraine? What about money we've given for humanitarian aid to Kenya? What about the rebuilding that we did in Libya? Oh, yeah, we care about that too, but you don't say that. You just Jews. Dirt. It's all about the Jews. Freaking retards. You, Nick Fuentes, you guys are just a bunch of sycophants, man. You guys are just like, you guys worship a gay Mexican midget. Seriously. A gay Mexican midget. And he goes and tells you to vote for Democrats, and now he's protecting pedophiles, and he wears Epstein clothes. Oh, it's just his humor. He's just triggering people. Oh, okay. Yeah, fucking kids is hilarious. What a funny joke. I thought you guys wanted us to release the Epstein files. But it's cool that your little neo-Nazi gay Mexican midget idolizes Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we're on the same page. Voting for Democrats is cool now. Why? Because Nick Fuentes said so. God. You guys are yutzes. Just a bunch of yutzes. Hilarious. Call in. How do we separate ourselves? Let's see. Georgia, next big race. Mike Collins looks like he is going to be good. Most of those votes are in. Oh, interesting split on Georgia. Interesting. This eastern side here near Savannah are breaking for Earl Carter. Must be a rhino. Interesting. Charles won't call. They don't have the balls to call. They know better. All the Groypers don't call, and they're like, oh, that's Matt Spear. That's the one that absolutely kicked the living crap out of Nick Fuentes' number 2. Nope, I'm not calling in. Nope, not going to do it. We avoid that place like the plague. What was that guy's name? Godson or Beardson? Beardson. What a dick gobbler that guy was. Yep. Governor, unopposed, Josh Shapiro. Melody Lowe, donate $51.99. Prayers, Oregon gets their head out of their ass. Dems are not your friend. No, they are not. Well, folks, I didn't expect that to be called so early tonight. You know, I'm kind of, I don't know what to say. I mean, Oregon's not closing till 11 p.m. I am not staying on till 11 p.m. for Oregon's numbers. Idaho, I'm not even going to stay on to. Hell, I don't even know if I'm going to be okay with Pennsylvania. Oh, we got a South Carolina call. Hey, South Carolina, where are you from? What do you want to talk about?
Hey, my name's Jim. I'm in Columbia, South Carolina.
What's going on, Columbia, South Carolina? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I see that Massey's going to lose his race.
Yes, he
is. So what's the moral of the story here? That if you try to stand up against pedophilia and child trafficking, Trump is going to primary you? Is that how this works?
Oh, I think that's your message. If that's the way you see it, then can you explain to me why you see it that way?
Yeah, because Massey spearheaded the whole effort to get the Epstein files released.
So Massey
seems that every Republican that did that, Epstein, Boebert, Taylor Greene, Mace, anyone that had anything to do with that, Kim Donnie had to twist his arm and threaten them like the mob boss that he is.
So okay, what does Mom Donnie? Okay, let's go back. There's a lot to unpack there. What did Mom Donnie have to do to get?
No,
who?
Tim Dumb Donnie. That's my little nickname.
Oh, that's your little. This is inside baseball, like little 2-year-old. Well, listen, if you're going to act like a 2-year-old, I mean, how can I take what you say seriously? But I'll go ahead and try to address what you said. So, which files do you want that you didn't receive?
I want to see them all unredacted and released.
Oh,
that hasn't happened yet. And by law,
wait, once again, you didn't answer the question. Which files do you specifically want released that haven't been released? Name the files.
What do you mean name the file? How can I name them if I haven't seen them?
Oh, so you don't. So when it's not a stupid question. When the Department of Justice says they've released the files that they can legally release. Wait, you're going to interrupt me? Hey, you're calling in and asking questions. So you're going to let me finish, or are you going to interrupt me? Good. So
go ahead.
You specifically, it's not nonsense. You just can't answer the question, and that frustrates you. Like most people, you're uneducated on the subject. So you're saying no. What are the files that you're looking for? Which department do you want? You want DOJ? You want Federal Bureau of Investigation? I want
page 1,000 to page 3,000.
You have 3 million pages. How many have you read?
They should all be released.
You have 3 million pages. How many have you read? Cite one thing that you've read from the 3 million pages. Go ahead. I'll wait.
Yeah, that Donnie fingers 15-year-old girls. That's what I read.
Nope, absolutely unsubstantiated. Did you even know where those came from? I'll tell you, for 2016, guess what happened? One of Obama's last acts that he
Why
did
are
is,
there-
hey, whoa, you're not going to interrupt me,
why
man.
are there
Hey, which show you calling? You're calling mine. You're going to let me finish. You're going to let me finish. I let you finish.
Yeah, but no one really watches this. So
oh, sure. Oh, no, now you're going to go ahead and get into semantics. Plenty of people watch this. This will have 40,000 views in the next 30 days. That may not be up to you, but listen, man, you're the one who's pissing in the wind here. You're calling, so who are you? Isn't that funny? It's always funny when you guys go ahead and do that. You said that when I had 500 followers. You said it when I had 5,000. You said it when I had 50. Now you're saying it 500,000. I promise my hobby is more successful than your entire life. And by the way, you're the one calling in. I'm not calling you.
Yeah,
pal.
you're the new Fox.
No,
News, right?
I'm not Fox News. I'm actually antithetical to Fox News and most media outlets.
You're
I asked you a
Waters.
question that you still haven't answered. Which files are you looking for that you haven't gotten?
All of them.
Okay, you've got them.
Unredacted.
DOJ. You don't get them unredacted. That's not the way it works. You have to protect the victims. Now you don't care about the victims. Why don't you care about victims?
What?
Why do you want to see?
redact
Why
the
do you want to see
victim's
porn? Why do you want to see kiddie porn? Those are some of the files.
Why?
Why are you?
Why was
What
Ghislaine
type of
Maxwell-
pervert are
why
you
was
that you
Ghislaine
want to see
Maxwell-
children? Why do you want to see children getting fucked?
Why did Trump in the
Are you going to ask? No, we're not going to change the
Maxwell to a
topic.
nice
Which files do you want? You don't know because you don't know.
I want
Because
to see them all because I'm a pedophile.
You haven't even
myself,
seen
who
one.
figured it out.
You haven't seen. Well, that's what you're saying. You're saying you want every single
Right.
file related to Epstein. That's including the terabytes of information that they had of kiddie porn that they found on his island and they found in his New York apartment. You want those released? No. So we have to go ahead and assume. We have to go ahead and assume that the information that. Excuse
Why
me.
are there so many?
We're going to have to
redactions? They
assume
only
that the
redacted
information they're not
they-
releasing is for a reason, and you're not going to get that.
Oh, right.
Well, why?
Right.
You got 3
Yeah,
million
Todd-
of them. What
yeah,
do you
Pam-
want? What are you looking
Bondi
for?
Pam Bondi or Todd Blanche would not. They would never do anything crooked. Right?
I'm not defending any. I'm not going to answer that question because you still haven't answered. Which files are you looking for? You can't even tell me a file you've read.
Section C, Section H, and
So
Section
there's no such thing.
22-3.
From which department?
DOJ.
The Department of Justice. That's not how DOJ classifies their files. So you're just pissing in the wind.
No, I'm not pissing in the wind. It
There
sounds
is no
more like you're
Section
grasping
J,
at straws.
Section C, Section 8. This isn't Men in Black, bro. You watch too many movies.
Sounds like
You watch too many movies. You haven't read one of those files. So why do you want more files that you won't read? Well, because you don't know why they haven't released the other files. Because there are something called redaction, and you have to redact the names.
What are you going to say when Donnie pardons Ghislaine Maxwell? What will you say?
You've been saying that for 4 years. When's it going to happen?
Oh no, I'm sure it won't happen.
No. You've been saying it for
Why
4
would he-
years. Why would he indict her and then go ahead and pardon her? Why would his DOJ indict her? Who did that? It wasn't Biden. Who went ahead and indicted Epstein? That was Donald Trump. You haven't said anything like that. Why would he indict him and then go ahead and pardon him? He's not Joe Biden who pardons his son for crimes, you know.
Right.
No, he didn't pardon his own son?
How do you?
Hey, genius. He didn't pardon his own son?
How do you like Donnie's slush fund?
I don't know what you're talking about. He's a multi-billionaire. What's slush fund? Why would he need a slush fund? He's a multi-billionaire. Remember when you guys said he wasn't a billionaire? Now he's a billionaire. Which one is it? Can you get your shit straight?
Well, between all his grifts, between all his scams,
What grifts?
between
Name the
all
grifts.
his corruption.
Name the scams. Name the grifts.
The
Why don't you
Trump-
do me a
the
favor?
Trump
Why don't you
meme
go ahead and
coin?
tell me, since you know so much about Donald
Are
Trump,
you a
tell me his
sucker?
bankruptcies. Tell me how many bankruptcies he's had.
6. Are
6.
you a sucker?
And how many
user that
businesses has he
invested
been
in the-
associated for since he is actually, hey, how many businesses has he been associated with? 500 plus. Take that 6 bankruptcies, take the 500 businesses that have been a success. That is a 98.9% success rate. There is no business
which
in
ones
the
have been a
world
success?
more
Can
successful
you
than
tell me-
Donald Trump.
can you tell-
He's one of
can
the
you
most
tell me the ones that have
successful
been successful?
businessmen ever, and you hate him for it.
Great.
You hate him for it.
Tell me some of his successful businesses. He's such a deal maker. Tell me one of his big, famous, great deals.
What do you mean, great deal? But like, be specific. You want real estate?
He's a no. Tell
His
me,
hotel
tell
chain.
me
His
the
hotel
fifth
chain
biggest-
is one of the largest in the world that's not subsidized by other foreign countries. There you go. There's one.
Right. You mean how he finds people willing to pay to slap his name on a building? That kind of deal?
You're just upset at how he does business. What's illegal about putting your name on a building? Branding's important. He can't do that. You were just insulting
not,
my
but he
branding.
doesn't- he
You
doesn't-
just
he doesn't-
insinuated
he
that
doesn't-
my brand wasn't big enough. His is too big for you. What's your happy medium? Is there a medium for you between low and high, or do you just go ahead and hate everyone and jealous of everyone who you can't be?
How do I get a jet from Qatar? How can I do that?
Well, Qatar would have to give you a jet. Let me ask you a question. Did you care about the money from Joe Biden? Did you care about the money in the Haiti? Did you care about money in the Clinton Foundation? You don't care about any of those things.
The Biden crime family, I know.
I didn't say Biden crime family, did I? You're telling me that Biden didn't take, wait, you're telling me Biden didn't take any funds from foreign countries? Excuse me. You're going to tell me Biden didn't take any money from, have you looked at his campaign contributions?
Those two morons, Comer and Jordan, couldn't find anything. Shell companies.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why would you have 30 different shell companies? Why would you have 30 different shell companies? You had affidavits, you had leakers, you had the FBI informants who said it. Those were good enough to go ahead and for you to indict Trump in the public opinion.
Where are the indictments?
Where are the indictments against Trump? What happened to all those?
They got thrown out, unfortunately, because Trump won.
Unfortunately, no, because there was no evidence.
That's why the documents case never would have stood up. You're right.
Why not? Well, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Let me ask you a question. Why wasn't Joe Biden under the similar indictment then? Joe Biden he lied 6 different times under deposition that he released all the files.
Because
wait a second.
Because
Joe, wait. Here's your selective outrage. Here's your selective outrage. You don't care about the law. You care that Donald J. Trump gets hit in the face. That's all you care about. You don't give a shit about documents. You don't give a shit about kids. You just want Donald Trump down because you're jealous of him. It's not his fault that your life sucks.
His attorney?
It's not.
Did Biden pressure his attorney to illegally sign an affidavit?
Did he? No, but he did lie to his attorney 6 different times about where the files were located, that he turned them all in.
No, remember when?
Did you even listen to what I said?
Had his lawyer signed an affidavit saying they returned everything?
Did you listen to what I said?
Remember that?
Did you listen to what I said? You asked me a question, I answered it. You didn't even listen. Why are you asking questions if you don't care about the answer? Why are you asking questions if you don't care about the answer?
Hey, you want to talk about Iran?
I want you to answer the question of what files you want. You still haven't answered that one.
I told you all of them.
But you have all of them.
Why isn't he released?
You have
them
all of the files that they're able to
hasn't.
release under the law. You've got them all. You got 3.1 million of them. How many more do you want?
You
want the file that says Donald Trump fucked kids, and you're never going to get it because he didn't do it. And you're so upset. You're going to cry about it like a little bitch for the rest of your life. He's never going to jail, bro. He won. He kicked the fucking shit out of Kamala. You guys tried to steal the election again. Look what happened to you.
Did you ever buy a teen pageant?
Did I ever buy a teen pageant? Dude, you like talking about kids a lot.
That's totally normal, right?
What, to get involved in Miss America contests? I don't know. Yeah, Teen America contests. Who cares?
Did you brag about doing inspections of the changing room in the teen pageant?
No, but I also didn't go on Howard Stern, where I went ahead, where everyone who did shared an outrageous sexual story, including masturbating on a woofer. Yeah, that never happened on Howard Stern. What breaking news that you have 20 years ago that Donald Trump went and shared a sexual story on Howard Stern. Oh, God, I'm so verklempt. Grab my pearls, you fucking homo. Come on, man. You're not upset at that. You're not upset at anything.
Hey, you were in the military, right? You must be thrilled with GI Joke and Keg Breath. They're doing great, right?
I think we're absolutely doing great. What specifically do you not like about it?
Yeah. How do you like Hegseth showing up at a political rally the other day? All departments of secretaries of defense do that, right?
Is there any law against it?
Do you think the military?
Is there any law against it?
Do you think the military?
He's not in the military. He's not in the military.
Should the military?
He's not in the military. 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 Secretary of Defense is a civilian appointment. Nope, he's not in the military. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
So this. Right.
No, I don't. I don't think. No, I don't. I don't agree with you. He's not in the military.
Yeah. Okay. So it's totally normal for Secretary of Defense to go to
normal or
rallies.
Not normal is immaterial. He has every right to go ahead and say he can go wherever he wants. It's freedom of speech. You have a problem with that? Why?
Hey, do you like those cool videos they put out of us blowing up shit in Iran with rock music, and they splice in Tom Cruise videos?
You seem to be triggered by it, but you're also still trying to figure out how to answer the question of what files that you want that you still can't answer.
If you were still in the military, would that be putting a bigger target on your back?
No, I don't think so, because we did it when it came to Vietnam.
No, okay.
Are you going to listen, buddy? If you're going to ask me a question and not let me answer, I mean, what are you doing?
You're so American to put those.
You're getting trounced.
It's so American to put those videos out.
Wasn't when we went ahead and did it to Steppenwolf or did it to Clarence when we did it to music like Pink Floyd, when we did it to and let the bodies hit the floor, you weren't complaining about that when it came to Afghanistan or Mogadishu, were you?
Who did that? Who did that?
The United States military, United States Army. Every single person who cut videos back then. Obviously, you never served. We've been listening to rock and roll music, and we've been doing highlight videos. Did you even watch the Persian Gulf War? Were you watching CNN and Fox News where they would show the same stuff getting hit over and over and over again? That's okay for you?
With rock music?
Oh, God, I know. Music is such a terrible thing to put into in a video. Are you still upset?
Yep,
it's amazing how many things you have that really you don't care about because you keep moving on.
Did we apologize yet? Did we apologize yet for the girls' school we blew up accidentally?
You don't know that.
Or is that still under investigation?
Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence.
Is that still under investigation?
Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence. What type of rocket? No, we don't pretty much know. What rocket was it? Please tell me.
Who?
Tell me what system it was. No, it was not a
Tomahawk.
Tomahawk. No, it was not a Tomahawk. You're absolutely incorrect. The Tomahawk. Excuse me. The Tomahawk hit 375 feet away from the school. I've already done the geo-tracking on it and showed it on my show. You're absolutely wrong.
Right.
It's not what I did for a living, though. It's not what I did for a living, though. You think you're going to go ahead and make the accusation now that I didn't do strike packages? I didn't specifically target Tomahawks in the military? You don't think I know what I'm talking about? Let me ask you this. What about a PAVE 86? You know what that is?
It was probably a member of Antifa that did it.
No, absolutely not. Antifa isn't a real thing, you guys said, right? Even though they went ahead and were indicted, 96 different people. That didn't happen though, right?
Hey, do you remember?
Not real.
Do you remember when Donnie said? Do you remember 4 or 5 days into this when Donnie said, "Who would have thought they would close the Strait of Hormuz and attack their Arab neighbors?" Do you know who said that? Every friggin' expert that ever studied this situation.
What expert said that?
How stupid can Trump be?
What expert said that?
You don't think the DOD
cite the specific.
Played that out
cite the
times?
specific expert. What was the expert's name?
Colonel Bob Smith.
So you don't know. So you don't know what you're talking about. Again, which files do you want released? Can we go back to the original topic? Which files do you want to release for Epstein? Can you go ahead and tell me which files you're looking for? Can you tell me what Epstein files you're looking for release?
The one where Trump is figuring teenage girls.
There you go. So there is no files you're looking for because you don't know. So the only thing you're looking for is something that says that Donald Trump did something that you said he did that he didn't do. No, tell me about the indictment. Who's made an accusation of Donald Trump fucked kids? Please tell me. Where's the indictment? Where's the arrest record? Where's the rape kit? Where's E. Jean Carroll's rape kit? What about the other 16 different guys that she accused of sexual assault? Do you think they have something to do with this? I'm wondering why you guys.
Are you going
to answer the question? Are you going to answer the question? Are you going to answer the question? Are you going to answer the question?
No, I'm not.
All right. Well, then I'm not going to let you go ahead and talk anymore. How about that?
If Trump was guilty, how would he be?
Are you going to answer the question?
If Trump
Where's the
guilty,
rape kit? Where's the
accusation?
What's the name of the child? What's the name of the parents? Where's the police report? Which state was that filed in? Please let me know. Tell me one.
Bob Jane, Kansas.
Tell me which one.
It's in.
Okay, so you don't have one.
Candle.
So your comments about pedophilia are lies.
Library.
So you're lying.
In the library, and
so you're lying.
Candle.
You're lying.
The candlestick.
So you're lying. So your entire premise is based on a lie. Would you like to move to the next topic now? You were talking about Epstein, then you went ahead and talked about what his businesses, his failed businesses. Do you want to talk about the hotels? No, you don't want to talk about that. Do you want to talk about anything Trump's been successful of, huh?
If Trump was guilty of pedophilia, how would he actually act any different than how he's acting?
That's not the presumption of guilt or innocence. You have to prove it in a court of law. You haven't done that. There's not even an indictment. There's not even an arrest warrant. There's not even an accusation of pedophilia. No one's even accused him of rape. The only person who accused him of rape was E. Jean Carroll, and the judge even said that he didn't rape her, and that was a civil court. A preponderance of evidence in a civilian case is nothing.
Remember when he said?
It's not a criminal court.
When he said 10 million times he's going to?
Doesn't matter. We're still asking. We're still talking about the question that you brought up. We're talking about his case. We were talking about the Georgia files. What you brought up next, but yet you still won't answer the question about Joe Biden. You still will not go ahead and answer those questions. So let me ask you a question. No, I don't care about Hunter's laptop. This isn't about whataboutism. I'm giving you comparative contradictions on your positions that you're a hypocrite. You don't care about any of these things. The only thing you care about is getting Trump. You don't care about the law. Go back to Georgia. Let's talk about it. How many TSSCI files did President Trump have in his possession? How many TSSCI files did President Trump have in his possession in Mar-a-Lago? Please answer that question.
boxes and boxes.
Nope, that's not true.
As many as
that's not true. He had over 1,000 paper and newspaper clippings. He had umbrellas. He had 7 folders with designations of TSSCI on them, which were daily briefings. He had 14 other documents that were classified secret. The rest of it was not. No, there were no boxes and boxes. You're absolutely wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
Why did he have the pool
Did you
guy
check
move them?
January 26th? FBI released an inventory of report of what they went ahead and cataloged in Mar-a-Lago. Then when they went ahead and raided it in March, they had the same catalog of the same files. You're talking a total of 24 designated classifications. 7 of them had TSSCI. The rest were classified as secret, which President Trump can declassify secret, but not TSSCI. But they were empty daily briefing folders because ex-presidents get daily briefings from officials. That's the way it works.
Talk confidently doesn't mean you're not full of shit.
It doesn't mean I'm not full of shit. You can pull up you can't even answer the question. I answered it for you, and I'm the one who's full of shit. You're the one who's just spitting it out. Do you want to go to the next topic that you're wrong on, or do you want me to keep just knocking you out of the fucking park?
Remember when Trump?
Nope, I don't remember. I want you to answer the next question. Let's go and talk about his businesses that he's been successful in. Would you like to talk about that? That was your next topic.
Trump University. Trump University.
Yep, had his name on it and was a failure, and he went out and paid for it. Yep, and he paid every single one of those people back.
It was a failure or a scam?
No, it doesn't matter. It failed. It failed. That was decided by the courts that obviously it was a failure, and he had to pay restitution, which he did. So he paid that penalty.
How about Trump? How about Trump wine?
I don't know anything about Trump wine. I know about Trump steaks.
Right. How about Trump? How about Trump Airline?
Which brand was Trump wine? Can you walk me through it?
Trump Airline.
No, Trump wine. Let's talk about that. You can't keep changing the topic. Trump wine. What about it?
It failed miserably.
How?
The Chardonnay had urine in it.
His Chardonnay had urine in it. When was this?
Yep. Rat urine.
When was this?
That's right, 1992.
No, 2011. Go ahead.
Yes, October of 1992.
Nope, 2011. You're lying. Next.
Don't I sound confident?
Nope, you're wrong.
October of 1992.
No, because I proved you wrong. Because it was 2011. It was actually owned by his son, Eric Trump, and it was an LLC. So
I remember.
You're wrong.
My best friend.
So now you've been proven wrong on how many different things? Did you have anything else, Bozo?
My best friend was the warehouse manager.
Did you have anything else, Bozo? Is this the best you liberals have? Is just continue to lie, and me prove you wrong?
I'm not liberal.
Sure you
but
are.
I know I'm not in the cult, so therefore
No, you do, because you have leftist talking point, which means you're getting them from somewhere, which is probably CNN or MSNBC.
Are you happy?
Answer the question.
Are you happy that
I've caught you in 3 lies.
Are
you going to address the fact that you were wrong about Trump wine and you were lying?
Are you happy that
Are you going to address the fact about Trump wine and that you were lying? Are you going to address the facts? Are you going to admit you were wrong?
Nope.
Okay, so not only are you a hypocrite, but you have no standards. That's fine. So now I've proven you're a liar. Is there anything else I can do for you, bro? Because I've literally knocked you out of the fucking park each time. You got nothing. Everything you've said is full of shit. Well, why? Because you make it up and say it, and then I prove you wrong?
How pathetic is your show that you keep me on as long as you do?
This is what I always do when somebody calls. If you want to call and have a conversation, it's more pathetic that you've been lying and you've been a hypocrite the entire time.
Queue? A couple thousand?
I didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
How many other callers are in the queue? A couple thousand?
No, of course not. No, we don't claim to be so big, but that's what you're doing. You're redacting the comments. You're reducting it to something that you can control, which is insults. You've already lost, bro. You're a hypocrite and a liar.
Right.
And well, I know it's
so
right. I've already proven it.
How do you like Donnie's? How do you like his
I want you to go ahead and answer the question and say that you would openly admit that you were wrong about Trump wine and you lied about it. And then I'll go ahead and continue to go. I'll keep you on for 2 hours. No, you lied. You weren't wrong. You lied.
I was wrong that Trump actually knows a thing or two about business.
You lied, and you were wrong. It's a really simple thing to do. When you make a mistake, you simply own it. Your parents did. You can do it. Come on, say it. I was wrong and I lied.
Good one.
I was wrong and I lied.
Remember when Trump said he could grab women by the pussy?
I was wrong and I lied.
Can you grab women by the? Do you grab women by the pussy?
Obviously, one of us has cardinal knowledge in this conversation, and it's not you, my friend. Are you going to admit that you lied?
I guess.
Are you going to admit that you lied?
Store, can I grab women by the pussy?
Are you going to admit that you lied? You can do whatever you want. Your last day of freedom. Are you going to admit that you lied? Are you going to admit?
Remember when Donnie
last chance, buddy. Now, listen, all you got to do is admit you're wrong, you're lied. We'll continue the conversation. Otherwise, I'm going to hang up on you because I already won the conversation. It's over because you won't admit it. Trump won. You're going to admit you lied? Trump won. No, goodbye. Daniels? See you, buddy. It's the best liberals have to offer. It's the best they have to offer. And I have no problem doing that all fucking night. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're going to call one person back who called. Let's see if they're on the phone. Call is busy. They might be calling us. Let's see. We didn't have 1,000 in the queue. Hey, this is Matt. Who are we talking to? You called on the show, and we were talking to some guy who can't admit that he's a liar. What do you want to talk about?
He's an MFAB because, Matt, this is Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
And I want to tell that MFAB where to head in because of what he said about Trump. Because is it not okay for us to be able to support young women in leadership through pageantry? I know that most people don't understand pageantry, but you know very well that I've been a pageant title holder. Plus, I've also owned my own pageants. And he basically gave pageantry a black guy, and I don't appreciate it.
I just don't care. Like, I don't care what Donald Trump said on Howard Stern 20 years ago when you have people who prop themselves up as the moral majority in the celebrity with music and actors who talked about masturbation, who talked about sleeping with farm animals. You had the guy, George Takei, literally stroked a man's cock live on Howard Stern, who is the ambassador of Democrat politics and who also was put in the Japanese internment camps by Democrats. And they're going to talk about the moral majority. Give me a break. It doesn't, I don't care.
I know.
I don't care.
It hurt. It basically, I don't want that guy to get by with trying to give pageants a bad name, though.
He didn't listen, the guy's a hypocrite and a liar. He was on he just kept going and going and going and tried and tried and tried. And we're going to call him back. No. I'm going to see if he's ready. Elizabeth, we love you. I got to go. Okay, bye. All right. So let's see if he calls again. All right. Let's see if we can talk to him. See if he's openly going to admit. I wonder if the douche canoe is going to answer. Let's see. Thomas Massey lost tonight. That's pretty cool.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So we're calling you back to see if you had a minute to reflect and kind of think about your conversation and decide to go ahead and admit that you're a hypocrite and a liar. Are you going to do that? Are you going to do that yet? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, he decided to go ahead and leave again. So we haven't done that in a while. I miss it. I do. I miss it. I'm not going to lie. I miss it. It's fun. Somebody said, don't stoop to his level and call him names. Fuck that. Guy's a homo. See, it's not about what Trump's done wrong. It's like, you know what they should have done? This is what they should have done. He should have called and said, have you looked at Donald Trump's proposals when it comes to his investments on stock? And do you agree with it? You know what I would have said? No, not at all. I don't think politicians should be investing in the stock market while they're in office. I think it's a conflict of interest. And I think Donald Trump is wrong for making those investments that he did. And I think they're highly suspect. And if we have to look at Nancy Pelosi and others, then we have to look at President Trump in the same way. That would have been good. He could have said to me, hey, did you like the way that President Trump implemented vaccines and did the lockdowns, and he's the one that started it? Did you like the fact that Donald Trump gave Dr. Fauci a Presidential Medal of Freedom? No, I didn't like any of that. I didn't like any of those things. Did I like the fact that he ran around and said there was a stolen election? Mm-mm. Do I like the fact that he sold NFT trading cards when he should have been talking about policy and hurt him 17 months prior to the election and he had to change his position? Do I like the fact that he threw Nikki Haley under the bus when he stole her abortion policy? No, I don't like any of those things. But does that mean I wouldn't go ahead and vote for him? Robert says, I see phone numbers. Is that normal? If they call in. Usually not, but, it's an accident. You guys can call him, though. See, it comes down to this, folks. There's plenty of things that I have an issue with President Trump, but those are factually based things. It's not about what he said on Howard Stern, or it's not about Trump's wine, or it's not about whether he wears spray tan or not. I defend President Trump when people lie about him, when people make stories up. And yes, I will insult anybody who's acting like a douche canoe. Doesn't matter. And if he wants to get down to my show isn't popular enough, or I have thousands of people waiting to call it, none of those things matter to me. Because like I said, I was there when I had 5 people. We were there with 50, 500, 5,000, 50,000, and now 500,000. I don't care. Because comparison is the absolute killer of innovation and creativity. And I could compare myself to Joe Rogan. I'm not. I can compare myself to the chicks on the right. I'm not. But I can tell you what, where we were and where we are two different things. And we have successfully run this podcast for 5.5 years. It's grown. It's exceeding its expectations. And I'm very happy with where it's at. And the only people who can tear it down are the ones who are jealous of it, who don't have anything of their own. And all they can do is make a phone call and lie and espouse things that are completely untrue about President Trump. And they can't back it up because they don't know what they want. When they talk about, hey, release the Epstein files, they're released. And what you want are unredacted files. Why? Well, so you can go ahead and take any of those names and make any assumptions that you want. What you're looking for is a smoking gun. And what you're really frustrated about, what you're really upset about, is that the Democrats have lied to you for 10.5 years. They told you about Russian collusion. They told you about Stormy Daniels. They told you about P-Gate. They told you about, him working out with quid pro quo with Ukraine, with him going ahead and with E. Jean Carroll, with the files, with the evaluating his properties. They told you that the Mueller investigation was going to find Russian collusion. They told you that the dirty dossier was accurate. They told you that the FISA warrants that they illegally did and the wiretaps were going to bear some fruit. The 2 impeachments were going to bear fruit. That going after him on J6, that he was going to go to jail for the rest of his life. That they indicted him and that he had 98 felonies and they were all going to stick and all of them are going to be thrown out. That he was going to have to pay $100 million to E. Jean Carroll. All this bullshit, and you've been lied to, and you're upset and you're frustrated. You're frustrated. And you're not mad at me. You're not mad at Trump. You're mad that you can't get him, and you never will. Because you are too stupid to understand is that they will never hold each other accountable. That these guys walk in between the raindrops. And yes, Donald Trump can make investments and he can make billions of dollars, and Joe Biden can go ahead and leave office, and the Clintons can say that they were bankrupt and now be worth $343 million, and nobody can do anything about it. And what you're really upset is that you're pissed at that, and it has nothing to do with me, and it has nothing to do with Trump. And you're pissed off that you can't get my goat, and you can't throw me off my game, and that I'm better at this than you do. Go stick your head in doo-doo. Nana, nana, boo-boo. God, I miss doing that. We need more of them. They don't call around much anymore. He's called in before, by the way. And he's just pissed off that Massey lost. By the way, the guy hates Jews. Josh Moore says, I've been around 5 years. Haters going to hate. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Haters are going to hate. Folks, donations, $123.89. This guy says nobody's watching. This guy says nobody's donating. This guy says nobody cares about this show. Maybe we can prove him wrong. There's times when callers have done that before and the dummies get pissed. Let's see. Can the dummies get upset? Can they get frustrated? Can they prove him wrong? I think you should. I think this guy probably makes about $125 to $150 a day in the same dead-end job for the last 30 years, and he's really pissed off. His wife has left him. He has no kids. He has no life. He doesn't own anything. Wouldn't it be awesome if we went ahead and made his daily salary times 10? I don't know. I think we can do it. Let's see. Here is some of the numbers. Texas primary is not today, though. We have Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, Pennsylvania, Idaho, and Oregon are all coming in. We are not going to be able to show Idaho and Oregon because they're too late. If you're just catching in to the show, you're a poet and you didn't know it. Yes. Oh, Maria, it's okay. Maria, because I wasn't going to bring contradictory points up to him, what I'm trying to do is demonstrate his hypocrisy. See, because all he had to say was, I don't support Biden. I don't support what Biden did. I don't support Obama. I don't support any of these people. But basically, only thing that this guy supports is he has Trump TDS. He hates Trump. And to make it sound like a dig that I'll take an hour out of my show, shit, I would take 2 hours out of my show for people like that, especially on a night when it was slow and we don't have anything to do because it was election results and they kicked the shit out of Massey in a matter of 25 minutes. Of course I'm looking for filler. Can all the dumbass liberals please continue to call in? I could definitely use it. Andy Barr, 59.9% shellacking on Daniel Cameron. Trump candidate wins. Let's go into the rest. House, as we know, Massey went ahead and lost. James Comer, decisively 87% in the primary. Huge number. John Williams was uncontested. Let's see what the ticker says. Alabama Senate is still not updated. There it is. 57.7% for Moore over Marshall. That's just coming in. So those are probably 100 votes. Georgia U.S. Senate Mike Collins over Derek Dooley, 40.9 to 28.2. Kentucky Booker over McGrath. That one's narrowing. You're looking at, what, 0.9% between the two? Andy Barr, like I said, won. Ed Galrin, 93%. What was the final? Oh, brutal. It's narrowing, but it's obviously called. Elizabeth said, if I could give money, I would. Can someone fill in my space? I'm sure people will take care of it. I just love it when they call in and your show isn't big enough. Well, we're trying. We're drinking milk. Pennsylvania 1st District, Bob Harvey, Democrat primary. Alan Stafford, 40%. 7th District, look at all these Democrats. Bob Brooks, Janelle Stelson in the 10th District. Tuberville, Alabama's starting to come in. Tuberville is 85.8%, and McFeeters is 8.5%. His name is going to get him killed. Actually, Texas is tonight, isn't it? Isn't it Paxton and Cornyn? Are they doing that tonight? That's a good question. Let's find out.
Vitamin and supplement brand.
I wish I could just watch live sports at home for a great.
Yeah, I didn't think Texas, but I thought I saw something about Tuberville and Cornyn. Maybe it's not tonight.
All right, here in the state of Kentucky.
Let's listen to this.
Three-way race. They're trying to replace Mitch McConnell, announces retirement. That'll happen at the end of this term. Andy Barr, an easy winner. They called it within minutes of polls closing in Kentucky. Andy Barr was endorsed by Donald Trump as well, former congressman from the Lexington, Kentucky area. But this really is, let me click over the House race here. This really is the stunner of the night. This is Congressional District 4. It's Northern Kentucky.
Carla, thank you for ordering 4547 coffee. Enjoy it. Appreciate it. Yeah, we need to get the likes up. How can we have well over 150 in Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and then another, 50 on Rumble? And we're at 87 likes. Can we please pick that up a little bit? Thanks. Appreciate it. No, I know Trump endorsed Paxton, Mikey. What's up, baby? Good to see you, buddy.
People buying a toothpaste that is so expensive.
All right. We'll pick this up in a second. Texas is the 26th. That's right. Yeah, Trump endorsed Paxton. That's correct. And Cornyn decided to go ahead and push the proposal for the Iran war. Folks, I know it's been a fun night. We're at 8:45, and we are at 123.89 to goal. Is not looking good. I'm putting up 20 minutes on the clock, and then we're going to call it. We got a busy night tomorrow with Scott Lebedo on, and at this point, the election is minus a few of these races, pretty much kaputs, minus Idaho and Oregon, which we're not going to get until 11 o'clock at night. It looks like a lot of the Georgia numbers are coming in. And I don't think Fox is covering this anymore. So if you've not heard, Thomas Massey, Kentucky, has officially gone down and is no longer representing District 4. That is a pretty big upset. And should create some interesting dialogue over the next few days, especially on social media. I'm from Texas, and I thought voting was on the 26th, but I heard that Paxton won somehow, but I haven't voted yet. Yeah, Elaine, it's not. I think what it's saying is that Paxton was endorsed by President Trump, but he hasn't. That vote hasn't officially taken place. So, yeah, Frederick, numbers are pretty low tonight, which is interesting. But we're doing really strong on YouTube, doing strong on Facebook accordingly, but not great compared to our usual numbers. Donation just came in. Kimberly Jurgemeyer, $20. Thank you. For Liz Hall, thank you, Kimmy. Appreciate you. You're the best. Rumble World. Brenda says, I'd rather have a president that grabs him by the pussy than have a president that is a pussy. It's like these men have never heard. It's like they're so effeminate. I mean, whatever happened to masculinity? Yeah, you know what? I'm not saying it's okay to make lewd comments, but we've all been in locker rooms. We've all been sitting around drinking a few beers. And he didn't say he did. He said they let you. And I'm sorry, but anyone who's had any fame as a rock star or anything else, or a celebrity will tell you that it's true. And rich guys do have that take place. Brian says, never been in the locker room. Hey, Matt, can I text you at midnight your time with our results? Sure, you can do that. Of course you can. Joanne Townsend donating $20. Thank you, Joanne. $163.89. Joanne Townsend, $20. Thank you, Matt. No, thank you. Nice to see the Dumb Nation come through. I don't like people questioning our fan base. And listen, the moment that I base this upon how many viewers we have, the live show, it's a tough nut to crack, man. Facebook throttles the shit out of you. And even if you take a look at the chicks on the right, they've got 1.9 million fans, and they've got an average of 500-600 people watching. We've got 500,000 and we've got 80. The numbers, it's hard to grow on live, especially when you've got so many people, so many live shows, and you get a fan base growing. And that's what you have to understand. No, I do not have Cash App. I use Venmo. We use credit cards. We use PayPal. I mean, there's so many different ways to pay, but I don't do, every time I have to do another payment service, I've got to file another tax return, and it gets expensive. And now that we're an S corp, because, we're not growing or anything, and our show's weak, it costs more and more money. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there it is. Take a look at a couple of other things here. Want to see if they're talking about this. They are. Hold on.
First up, though, United Healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione showed up in court this week and
they should be covering. They should be covering this election. I mean, it's that important. You got to be talking about this stuff. Let's see what they've got over on
transitioning
Michael
into
Herrick,
a boy,
$50.
only to
Mikey!
regret all of it.
Thanks, Mike.
She is now a detransitioner and a mother who is fighting.
Mikey Herrick. Love you, Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. Folks, phone lines are open, 276-200-2105. Taking the last 10 minutes trying to hit goal. 213.89 is the goal. We're looking at about $96 away. Phone lines are open. It's choose your own adventure. Talk about anything you want. Topics are open. We may not have thousands of people wanting to call in, but if you want to chat, we can chat. You want to talk about the weather? You want to talk about Trump derangement syndrome? $5 from Charity Lamb. Thank you, Charity. We can do that. Well, Paul Rivera says the only reason I have a PayPal account is this show. Yes. Appreciate you. Man, I'm sorry, but this was just an ass kicking. Massey got destroyed. He won Lewis County and Mason County. That's not going to do it. I mean, look at these numbers. I appreciate having an educational podcast with receipts to back it up rather than a 30-mile zone-based rage bait show. Paul Rivera donated 2010. I always love the liberal kung fu, Matt. Notes are taken every time. My conversations usually end the same way. They give up and they go away. Well, I hung up on him. If you're not going to listen, all you had to say was, you know what, man, the wine thing, I was wrong. You know what? I don't know what files I want. I want the file that says Donald Trump diddles kids. Okay, well, that file doesn't exist, so you're screwed. Democrats didn't create it. Sorry. They certainly tried. Didn't address 2016, didn't address the phone calls, didn't address the reason why his name was in it a million times, where Democrats and people calling in and making up lies and insinuations with no evidence on tip lines is not the same thing. You have Jeffrey Epstein and Wolf openly admitting that they were trying to get Trump, trying to frame Trump, doing whatever they could to take him down. All of those things, it's there. Everyone knows this. It is what it is. It is what it is. And if you can't admit that, if you just can't, you know what, I was wrong, then why should I have a conversation with you? And why should I treat you with respect, right? Why shouldn't I make fun of you? Because here's what it comes down to. In the end, if you don't have any honor, you don't have any respect, and you don't have the ability to be truthful, well, then what else is there than to call you a twat waffle? I mean, seriously, is there anything left? No, there's not. Carla Sanchi, thanks for all you do. Carla, is that your first donation? Thank you. $20, Carla. Tanja, are you on the phone?
Yes.
What do you want to talk?
I am back.
All right, so you got.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because nobody. See, here's the thing. So back in 2014, I was working at TJ Maxx off of in San Mateo County.
Yeah.
And I ran into Howard Stern. Now my daughter, she was coming home. She was coming from high school, and her friend dropped her off at my job. And I, she wanted to shop for something. I said, well, baby, I get off work at 9:30, and then we go back home. Mm-hmm. So she waited for me, and she started shopping around. Howard Stern comes inside the store. Now, I didn't recognize him. I mean, he looked familiar, but I didn't recognize who he was. So he talks to my daughter, and I didn't know any of these things until later on, because she says, he asked her, she called him, she says, Mama, he's a weirdo, because what happened was he asked her if she can help him find a purple and silver tie for dinner evening, because he has somewhere to be at somewhere by the San Francisco airport. She said, well, I don't work here, but my mama do. She over there. So he goes and he talks to me. He said, hi, I'm Howard Stern. So I said, oh, hi. I said, oh, okay, you one of those, what, you a rock star or something? He says, no, I'm a podcaster. I'm on a TV show.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, okay. Well, that's nice to meet you. I know you look some familiar. But then he says, I'm looking for a tie, a purple and silver type of tie for a dinner banquet event I need to be at by the San Francisco airport, blah, blah, blah. We're trying to get things going. I think something to do with, I don't know, something to do with, donations, whatever. It was trying to earn some money for something. But it turned to be a political conversation. It went the opposite way. And at this time, I'm following Jason Black and them. I'm following the Black First TV and all that stuff on YouTube. And so he's talking to me about, it says, do you know who Howard Stern, he says, do you know who Jeffrey Epstein is. I said, I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, do you know who Donald Trump is? I says, yeah, kind of. Like, I don't know him like that. I do know he be hanging with black dudes and rappers, and he be on that show called what do you call it? I've said it before.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. I say, yeah, I seen him on the Apprentice show, and then he be with them rappers and stuff. And I ain't trip off to that. He said, he's nothing but a shithead. He says he's not. That's what he said. And I said, oh damn, you hate Trump like that. What did he do to y'all? So he said that he put Trump is jealous of Epstein. He had Epstein locked up. And it was back in 2014. Now, I didn't even know about none of this stuff until later on.
Mm-hmm.
He tells me all this stuff, and then he says, and this dirtbag has the nerve to want to become the president of the United States. And I says, well, you know what? I don't care who wants to be the president. Now, me being dumbfounded, I'm thinking about the fact that you talking about Epstein. He may want to be the president. Trump want to be the president. I don't care about none of them. If it ain't reparations, there's no vote. That was my whole attitude. My whole attitude was no reparations, no vote. So he says, right on, sister. You know that, you know. So then I was like, okay, this conversation's over. We've been talking for like 15, 16 minutes. He's trying to convince me, Trump is this and Trump is that. But I get I said, this is some white-on-white crime shit. I got to see what's going on here. I'm about to go one of my black channels and see what's happened. Because they said Trump put Epstein in prison. Now, had him locked up. Now, let me explain something else. I noticed that when they started talking about Trump running for president and all this stuff, and you got these reporters that was asking Jay-Z and Weinstein about Trump, they've been calling Trump a snitch. Now, I find it mighty funny how for the years they've been calling him a snitch and a hater, and then decided, oh, wait a minute, maybe he was messing with the little girls, but they knew he wasn't. They knew he wasn't. Trump knew what you did last summer. That's why y'all didn't want him here. And he didn't fall for what y'all did. And then P. Diddy was going around talking about Trump as a threat to democracy. He had threatened vote and die and all this other stuff because he wanted the Indian woman to vote to win so she could pardon him out. Now, mind you, we knew what the hell she did. She not only locked up black innocent men, and people keep saying she locked them up for drug and possessions and weed possessions. But that's not the truth. She was locking working class black men on purpose. Black men who was getting their hours cut for low wages. Them supervisors that worked in the Bay Area knew what the hell they were doing. And brothers was being replaced by people who can't speak English. And accordingly, brothers gonna say, if I worked for you for so many years, I worked overtime, blah, 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 can I at least get my check? And you fire a brother, especially for no damn reason, he gonna ask you to get paid now. Pay me now, pay my check.
Okay, Tanja, I gotta interrupt you. So we're going a long way around the board. Sum it up for me, what we're trying to say, and then I got a couple questions for you. Go ahead. I'm going to give you another minute, and then let's try to put a bow on this.
Okay, so basically, all these celebrities that was calling Trump a snitch even had a song out calling Trump a snitch. All this stuff, I heard it on YouTube a few years back. All of them was saying all this mess. Then when Trump comes to become the president for the second term, after the election was rigged, I can tell you about that shit too. I heard what CBS said on TV before that number switched. Mm-hmm. But turned out all of a sudden everybody was except for the rappers. They called him a snitch. I mean, what does it look like? We're gonna find out that you backtracking and shit. Yeah, but they used AI to try to make it that Trump was funding with children. But nah, the victims said
we've all seen it. We've all seen it. Every single one of those victims. See, I wasn't gonna get into that with that guy. I know the story. I know what Massey did. I know what Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene did. They moved away from Trump because they felt that Trump's influence was waning. They went ahead and moved where the podcasters did. These people were never MAGA. Okay. Carrie Ripley donated $21. JD also 21. Let's get to goal. Thank you both so much. Thank you for us hitting goal. None of them Marjorie Taylor Greene took $145,000 from Kevin McCarthy, who was the Speaker of the House, who was anti-Trump as well. Lauren Boebert took that money as well. Thomas Massie took money from Kevin McCarthy. They were never Trumpers. They're anti-MAGA. Right. And the moment that things looked bad, the moment that things started shifting, the moment that he defended the Jews, these people like Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Alex Jones all came out of the woodwork and got away from Trump just like they were in 2016, just like they jumped ship from him in 2020. The only person who stayed loyal to him was Marjorie Taylor Greene, but that's because she didn't have any other opportunities. The moment that she thought that Donald Trump's star was on the decline, she moved on to the anti-Jew train and moved in the same league with these other yahoos. Mr. Sauce donated 4001. The best soundbite to sum up that caller: you lose, you got nothing. Good day, sir. Pretty much. So here's what I wanted to ask you. Donald Trump, let's put it to rest right now. Like I addressed the files and I could go through that. He had no idea what he was talking about. We uncovered that back in January of March, back in 2021. We covered that, back in 2022, 2023. We covered that extensively about the document scandal and blew that full of holes. We also blew holes on E. Jean Carroll, the overvaluation, the Georgia phone call about votes, all this bullshit. We've already destroyed that. But the one thing I've never really addressed is Donald Trump's proclivity for young women. So let's find out. How old was Donald Trump when he married Ivana? Do you know? Take a guess.
I do not know.
Take a guess. This was back in 1977. How old do you think Trump was?
30?
Good call. 31. How old was Ivana?
26?
No, she was 14. No, just kidding. She was 28 years old. 3 years difference between the two of them. Okay? Does that signify pedophilia to you?
No, that's two grown-ass people.
Okay, great. Donald Trump, 1993, was married to Maria. How old was Trump?
You said 1993?
Yes.
Okay, if he was 31 in the 80s, no, 70s, right?
Yeah, 77.
50.
77. Yeah, 50, about 47 years old. How old was Maria?
47.
Yep, how old was Maria?
29.
Yeah, 29 years old. Is that pedophilia?
Nope.
It's a little bit of an age gap, but it's not pedophilia. All right. Melania, married in 2005. How old was Trump?
60.
Yeah, 58 years old. How old was Melania?
25.
No, 34. So he
34.
Yeah, 34. So he's moving on up. Here's the thing. Even people he allegedly had affairs with were all women who were between 30 and 40 years old. He has never been accused.
But look,
he's never been accused.
But
hold on. He's never been accused of. There's been one court case which was brought up in 2014, which was thrown out. She changed her story, then brought it back up in 2020. These are lies. Every single Epstein victim stated that Donald Trump 100% never did anything to them, and they didn't even see Donald Trump. The only two that did made up some excuse that Donald Trump was in the same room with Epstein while she was there, and it made her uncomfortable. Give me a break. We know they were friends. We know they had a relationship. We know he turned him in 2004. We know he testified against him and got the ball rolling, and we know he put him in jail under the DOJ. Go ahead. You get last word.
Well, listen, back in 1988, you know how the news used to have, like, Entertainment Tonight or Channel 9, Channel 7 News, Channel 5 News. When they come on at 9 or 8 or 9 o'clock, they will brag about rich people, how they do. Well, I remember when I was a little kid, they showed Donald Trump with Epstein a long time ago, and all these women were old. We talking about, and they was talking about the age of 24 to 28 years old to 32 years old, looking for rich men. And these was women who already had money, looking for other rich men to they was all happy and having a good time. And there's a picture that this brother showed of an old part where Trump was trying to show Epstein, you a bastard. Look at these nice ladies. Epstein wasn't even interested in these old ass women. Well, they not old, but to him, they were old ass women.
Right.
And you can see the look on Epstein's face. He's looking for somebody younger. He's not looking for these women that Trump is introducing him to.
Listen,
so
let's break the Overton window, okay? Every guy I've ever met in my life between the ages of 18 and we'll say about 40 liked younger women. And there's a time where you change, where you continue to like younger women or you like older women. Now, I happen to like older women, and I've liked older women since I've been about 30. I met Olivia when I was younger, but like Olivia's older now, and I find her hotter than she's ever been. Like, I like older women. I always have. So it does. My point is that there is nothing wrong with looking, if you're 40 and looking at a 22-year-old and saying, wow, she's pretty. Because if you're saying you didn't do that, you're a liar. But that doesn't make you a pedophile.
Right.
It doesn't make you a pedophile.
Right.
I can look at my daughter's friends who are in play, and I can go, wow, she's going to be a beautiful young lady when she gets older. It doesn't mean I want to have sex with her, okay? There's nothing wrong with saying somebody's beautiful. It's when you act on that and you are intellectually a stump because you are so emotionally challenged that you can't deal with people your own age, that you have to go find an adolescent in order to compare with you psychologically, which I'm sure our last caller did. That's why he's fixated on it. So I don't care about any of that. I don't care what Donald Trump said. I only care about what he does, period.
Right. That's the same here. And I'll say this. It's a lot of people who are literate as hell. Some people don't even know what the hell pedophile means. Some don't even know, but people call little girls young women. First of all, they're little girls. They're little girls. And for me, you got to be 21 or over to become a young lady or a woman. 19 and under, you're still a teenager. That means you're still too young to be talking about being with a girl. And you're 38 years old, 39 years old. You know what I'm saying? So to me,
I agree.
To me, that's pedophile. Yeah. So and so you're right. The dude is an idiot. Anybody is an idiot. I wish they would call you clown them all. You just give them some smoke and burn them clean, because I'll be cracking up when you be going after them.
Listen, I have no problem with being respectful to that guy. But the moment that, he's called before, all you're going to do is just give a litany of shit. And every time I slam the door in your face, you're going to open up a new one. And there's a point where it's like, listen, there's nothing that I can say that's going to change your mind. And there is absolutely no lie that you can tell that's going to change mine. So either address the facts of it that are true and make your case why you don't like Trump. And we know why you don't like Trump, because you disagree with everything he says politically because you're told to. Just admit it. Just admit he don't
like Trump. They all don't like Trump because he left the Democratic Party.
That's it.
It hurts their damn feelings.
That's it.
That's all.
That's it. And he was the whitest was the whitest black man they ever knew. He was the first black billionaire, because that guy won. Exactly. He won awards from the NAACP. Jesse Jackson gave him awards. Al Sharpton gave him awards. Give me a break. He was in every rap video. I mean, everybody was like bling bling, like fly like a J6 was fly like Trump. I mean, it was all about Trump Towers. All right, I got to go, kid. It's good talking to you, Tasha.
And all that stuff. But I'll let you go, because you cooking. That's okay. I'm gonna support you though. I'm gonna send you a Venmo.
You're the best. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you, ma'am. See ya. Yes, ma'am. Bye bye. I like that. I like her. I like her when she calls in. She is my soul sister from California. Yeah, I know it's Marla Maples. I can't believe I said Maria. I can't see. My contacts aren't good. And I was reading it off, and it was Maria, and it's not Maria. It doesn't say, it doesn't say Marla Maples. It says what I thought was Maria. And I'm like, Maria? Who the fuck is Maria? Maria Oswald? It's Marla Maples. I know who Marla Maples is. Sometimes. It's amazing. I can go on all those facts and start cooking, but when you do that shit. Yeah. So listen, this is what it comes down to. If you're telling me, okay, simplest question. They literally cooked Eric Swalwell. He went from the golden boy. He was the next Adam Schiff. What's my name again? Matt. And it's thedumbshow.com, by the way. So if just go to thedumbshow.com/donate, and Venmo's right there, and so is PayPal. It's Matt, by the way, MATT. So Eric Swalwell was on the J6 committee. This guy was cooking Trump every chance he got. He was going after Trump all the time. And he was the Democrat hitman. And once Pelosi moved off, Hakeem Jeffries leaned into Eric Swalwell, and they were pushing him heavy. The moment he decided to go for governor and split that ticket and give it a chance for Hilton to win, they turned on him in a New York Minute 7 days. It took them to leak the story and destroy his life. Now, did he deserve? Yes, he deserved it. He's a piece of shit. But they destroyed his life. If the Democrat machine is that strong, do you really think that if there was anything with the Epstein files that they wouldn't have done that to Trump in the last 10 and a half years? Yes, we know this. JD, I said that. I said Elizabeth, didn't I? Did I not read that off? I'm sorry, guys. I was getting... Oh, that's right. She was talking, and I said thank you. I thought they read that. Yes. JD's donation was in honor of Elizabeth Hall. 2 people did that. Here, it was in honor of Elizabeth Hall. Massey loses, and the crybabies start temper tantrums. Sorry about that, JD. I got busy. That's Tanja. Tanja has been watching the show for a little bit, and she's been calling in. She's great. Man, I miss it when they call in. I really wish they would do it more. Phone lines are open another couple minutes while Tanja finds Venmo, and then we're getting out of here. How are you guys feeling about Massey? Is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Interested to get your opinions. I personally think, listen, from optics, who cares? Massey didn't vote with Trump. We don't need anybody like him. He's not he doesn't get anything done. Like, do you understand? Simply voting against Trump and then voting with him anyway and making a demonstrative vote? No, it doesn't. What does it do? It's a protest vote. It's worthless. What he would do is he would do his protest vote, and then he would wind up voting along with him anyway. He would get his American Liberty score, would vote against anything that would hurt his Liberty score, got it in, and then switch votes. Loretta's calling. Let's find out.
Making a demonstration.
Loretta, how are you feeling about Thomas Massey? Interested. I mean, you're there. You would know better than anybody. How's everyone? Are they all melting down, or are all the raccoons and boars screaming out in protest in Kentucky this evening in the holla?
Yeah, I would say. He's been up there making pizzas in his wood-fired oven.
Yeah.
Entertaining his little Nazi buddy that he had up here Saturday.
Can you believe? I mean, did I nail that prick or what? Did I tell you that he was anti-Jew, that he hated Israel? I mean, and he just kept spinning and just going down that rabbit hole. But he finally showed his true colors, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. And he brought his other little girlfriend, Bobert.
Yep. Yeah, Boobert showed up.
He brought her along to campaign with him, and
yep.
Oh, a bunch of them. I mean, they was all downtown, and he could have got more votes down there if he'd got some of that Black Angus beef that he's got up there in the holler. And if he'd cooked some of that instead of hot dogs, pork, and chicken, he'd probably pick a few more votes. But he's cheap. But yeah, I'm tickled to death because I caught so much hell because I just couldn't keep my mouth shut. People say stuff, and I was just putting it out there. Man, I'm telling you, I got attacked. Even his mama was coming after me.
Well, I have his concession speech if you want to hear it, and it's not good. This guy hates Jews, man. And he is going, I'll be surprised if he and Nick Fuentes don't run for president. You want to hear this?
Oh, I heard Nick on there today on Facebook.
Oh, fuck Nick.
Making his little speech about about Massey and all.
Yeah, here, listen to this. Tell me what you think.
I would have come out sooner, but I had to call my opponent and concede, and it took a while to find Ed Galrein in Tel Aviv. I did get the call through, though. I have called and conceded the race. We've been honorable.
Wow. So he says, I had to call Ed Galrein to concede. He said, I would have been out here sooner, but I had to call Ed Galrein. It took me a little bit of time to find him in Tel Aviv. Here it is turned up. Listen to this.
The whole time, and we're going to stay that way. I would have come out sooner, but I had to call my opponent and concede, and it took a while to find Ed Galrein in Tel Aviv. I did get the call through, though. I have called and conceded the race. We've been honorable the whole time, and we're going to stay that.
Yeah, you've been honorable the whole time. And, you know, why didn't you just call him a dirty Jew? Loretta, what do you think about that? I mean, what a sore loser, huh?
Oh, it's unbelievable the stuff that he's done, and people down here, they was getting after me, and oh, he's good, and we need him, and I was just like, no. I didn't go downtown yesterday, and
Yeah, you've been honorable the whole time.
I went and voted a while ago because I was trying to get my last sharing out all the bad stuff about him that I could get out there to help turn people's head around and let them see what he really is.
Well, they know who he is now, and he's fully out of the closet. He said more anti-Jew shit in the last few weeks and months.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. He's been exposed, and now he's out. And the people in Kentucky said no, they stand with Trump. So now, listen, if they're showing up to primaries, what do you think 2026 is going to be like? What's your prediction? Because to me, I mean, holy shit,
they have,
this has to look good right now, doesn't it?
They have swarmed Kentucky with all these people from out of state. It's been awful all across the state. They have people in here from everywhere, and it's just like it's just unbelievable. And I can see by what they were doing here.
Yeah.
And this primary, how bad it's going to be in the next election. It's going to be bad.
But I mean, you just decisively Thomas Massey got his ass kicked.
Yeah, I love it.
That's got to give you some hope that Kentucky may have an influx of people, but it's still not enough because, I mean, Trump's done this before. He's done this 2 times against Massey now, and he's been running against Trump for a while, and it hasn't worked. But this time, and listen, for all these people that think that everyone hates Jews, I'm letting you know something, folks. I don't know if that's accurate. I think you guys are you're going to be awfully disappointed in America because I think that's a very small percentage of people, and everyone thinks Tucker Carlson and MTG and Megyn Kelly and these people have such influence. I don't think so because Thomas Massey is the anti-Jew candidate, and he just got his ass kicked.
That's what I kept telling everybody here in the last week, and I've been, sharing posts and sharing your post and even taking screenshots and adding them to a local post here in town that everybody goes on and reads. And that's where I've been getting the most help from. And then, of course, you've got all of these people like that just trolls your page and your show.
Yep.
And you know how they come on and start attacking you.
Oh, I love it. I love it, though. That's
what I've been getting all week. And
You just call me. You just let me do your light work for you. I'll take care of these bastards.
I started to call you.
You should. Let me get it. Just tag me and I'll come in there and I'll defend you. I've done it before. Listen, I don't like people picking on my favorite people, and I don't tolerate that shit. And there's plenty of people will tell you I get involved. They can say whatever they want about me. I don't care. Everything that, like the caller, he's just, these guys have nothing. They don't have the stones to do something like this. They don't have the ability, and they get jealous, and they want to be able to have someone listen to them, and they're upset because so if I hang up on them, I'm a jerk who won't debate them, and if I debate them, I'm a loser because I put them on for too long. It's like you can't win with these people. You just can't live with liberals. They don't share the same mindset as you. They don't even admit they're liberal. You know, they just you can't win with them. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
This guy that's supposed to be the leader of the far right, he's a Nazi, and he's come out and said he's Nazi.
Yeah? Yeah, Dan Blazarian?
What?
Is it Dan Blazarian or Nick Fuentes or who are you?
Nick, it was Brian somebody. Ryan somebody. He flew in here from somewhere.
Oh, is that the guy that Thomas Massey had at his pizza thing or whatever? His oven?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's not a leader, but he is an influencer. Yeah, and he's a Nazi for sure.
Well, he was downtown and he was interviewing the local people around.
Yeah.
Talking, and I don't know who he was transmitting it back to. But I got tickled because I was scrolling and it showed him and he was interviewing this girl. And, well, she's not a girl, she's a grown woman. But I took a second look at her and I thought, oh my God, is that her? What in the hell happened to her face? And I couldn't help it, but she was like talking to him and then she was saying, I don't know about you, but I wanted to get another piece of that pizza, didn't you? And he said, and who are you? And she told me, I'm Becky. And he said, so where are you from, Becky? She said, right here, I'm right here. She's the biggest town drunk that ever hit the streets down here.
So stupid.
Yeah, and she was the coach to all the girls' basketball games.
Who is the guy who did the pizza oven thing? I can't remember his name. I've never listened to him.
That was inside Thomas's house.
I know it was. And I'm like, well, at least they're not throwing Jews in the oven, you know?
Oh, Roger John?
Yeah, but what was that the guy? Is that his name?
I didn't see the whole. I just got a clip of the video that he was talking to a reporter or somebody. And it showed him standing there in front of his in his house there in front of in his kitchen and his fire pit that he had.
Yeah. I remember that, and it was Podcast Bros. What?
Oh, okay. I didn't know who.
I'm looking for their names. Explaining some pizza. Oh, what the hell is his name? I'm looking.
Well, there's a guy down here in town that has a pizza shop.
Yeah.
And he has a wood-fired pizza, and he's a big supporter of Massey. And he was coming on saying something to me, and I said, careful, I said, you're not squeaky clean yourself, you know, and you're running for city council.
Oh, man. Like, this guy's had David Duke on. I don't know. What's his name?
I've heard of David Duke.
Yeah, David Duke's a piece of shit. I don't know. You know what? I don't care. Massey's gone. I don't care. He's gone. He can hang out with all the Nazis he wants. He can burn as many crosses as he wants in his backyard. The guy's been outed. He hates Jews. He's a piece of shit. Brian Johnson. Thank you. That's the guy's name. Brian Johnson.
Yeah, and he has a Confederate flag that he's real proud of. And rumor has it, too, that he's got kind of a dungeon underneath his house.
I don't know. I don't like these people. Brian Ellis says the simple fact that the people are still going after each other for their opinions and not focusing on the problems that actually need fixing proves that the PSYOP is still working. Well, Brian, I agree with you. Like, I like it when callers call in and actually have an opinion on something, but that's just CNN talking points, you know? I mean, that's just, dude, that's so easy. That's just like, for me, it's like minor league baseball. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go up and I'm just going to just hit a couple pitches out of the park. But I prefer high speed, high intensity games, Major League Baseball level. I want people to come in and have great conversations, like what I had with Thomas Massey. You know, so not Thomas Massey, but T.S. Dixon. The T.S. Dixon interview, he said a lot of things that were anti-Trump, but we had a very civilized, normal conversation because it was a mutual exchange of ideas. He respects me and I respect him, and we get to have our opinions. And he said some things, oh, well, I'll have to look into that. I didn't know that. And then I said some things, I didn't know that. But when you're just a douche and you're just calling in just to start shit, I'm more than happy to play in that field. Loretta, take us out. You got 1 minute, then I'm going to get the hell off of here and go relax.
Well, I'm just glad this is all over. My son's, he voted for Massey, and we don't talk politics here because my son done fell into that left side trap. And the more I try to talk, the more he just like, so to try to keep peace, I try to keep my mouth shut as much as I can.
Well, you got to, no offense, but you're too damn old to be pussyfooting around. Give your opinion. And I don't mean old in the sense of old and decrepit. I mean, you've punched your ticket. You've paid your dues. You get it. People should be listening to you because you are full of wisdom and you've been around the block a few times. You know what I mean? So don't shut up. Keep talking. Keep challenging. Keep pushing people. Tanja, it's at The Dumb Show. Right, we've got our own business page. Tanja, the easiest way to do it is go in your browser and type in thedumbshow.com/donate. It's going to take you to the page. Scroll down and click PayPal. Boom, it'll take you right there for donations. You can even do it from my page. But it's at The Dumb Show. You have to type it just like I showed it, at THEDUMSHOW. Loretta, we love you. We love when you call. Sleep and rest easy. Know you're vindicated. Thomas Massey is out. And good luck in the future. We'll see how Galrein does. I hope he does you guys proud.
I hope he does too.
All right, sister. Love you much. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Loretta, good friend of the show. Tanja, I'm hanging around here. Yeah, so it's just at The Dumb Show. But like I said, the easiest way to donate is simple. thedumbshow.com/donate. Click the PayPal link. It'll take you right to the PayPal page. Or you can just do it right from that front window. Here, I'll show you. And then I'm going to go because I got to get out of here. I got a long day tomorrow. I got to prepare for Scott Lebedo. So go to thedumbshow.com. Go and click donate. It's all right here. And you can do it right here. You just put in the dollar amount. $100, whatever you want to do. Put your message and hit PayPal or Venmo. Or you can go ahead and select more for credit cards too. And it'll ask you how you want to pay. You can do a debit. I won't click this because it'll show my credit card. But you can click this and it'll say debit card, credit card. Real simple. Really easy. We've got a full checkout process on the site. All right, anybody got anything else? Otherwise, I'm gonna skedaddle. Good show, appreciate it. Always love it when Libbies call in, who say they're not lefties. I hate everything Trump does. I hate everything the Republicans do. But I'm not a lefty. I'm not a liberal. I'm an independent who's obviously clearly chosen a side, and it's the opposite of whatever Trump is, which is the left. So stop pretending you're not a leftist. You're a leftist. Just embrace it. Just embrace the fact that you hate Donald Trump. You can't move through it. You can't process it. You can never see anything that he does well. You just hate him. And that's fine. You can do that. I get it. I completely get it. I felt the same way about Jimmy Carter. All right. You guys, I'm waiting for Tanja because I don't want to leave her hanging. I want her name up in lights. So I'm at your disposal for the next couple minutes until she calls in. I guess we can check the numbers one more time on the races and what's going on. Maybe we have an update. Maria says, when are jackets being sent out? We usually send them out at the end of the month. So by the time we have our next, they usually take 30 days to get out. So yeah, we'll send them out. Olivia is a better person to ask. They would probably go out on the 30th. We would order them and then they would get made and shipped. So most people have them within 35, 40 days because it takes a little bit. It's cheaper. Yeah, Mel, I miss those calls too. I don't want to do them all the time, but I like insulting people a little bit once in a while. It's good to get some frustrations out. Bubba, I'm not rooting for the Stros right now. I'm rooting for the Avs. I mean, I want the Stros to do well, but they're having some hard times right now. And not that I'm a fair weather guy, because I appreciate them, but they're getting their butts handed to them. You know what I mean? It's not they're going to win the silver boot though, because the Rangers suck too. Barrymore, Alabama's in 6%, 41.8%. Mike Collins in Georgia. Looks like Booker is pulling away from McGrath. That is huge. Booker's got that locked. Andy Barr, we know. Ed Gallerin won. Pennsylvania district, looks like all the Dems are doing what Dems always do. Of course, these are all Democrat races. Tuberville won governor when it comes to his Republican opponent. Looks like Keisha Lance Bottoms at 58. Looks like Tommy's going to win governor. That's a horrible number, the spread. I mean, that's just domination. Georgia governor, Burt Jones. Donations in. Danny Claflin, 1776. Thanks, Danny. We weren't expecting that from you, but we're waiting for Tanja, so thank you. Appreciate you, Danny. Gets us a little bit over our goal. Idaho and Oregon, we're going to have to find out tomorrow. But once again, we'll find out. I can't afford hockey too. Yeah. I don't understand how people can afford not to watch hockey. You know what I mean? I think it's a great sport. I enjoy baseball too. I love baseball, but it's still hockey season. So it's going to be, I have a feeling it's going to be a late entry into the baseball season if the Avs keep doing as well as they're doing. All right, we're losing viewers. Tanja, I'm going to go. My wife and kids are waiting for me. Let me know if you're real close. If not, I'm gonna skedaddle and we'll put it in tomorrow's numbers. Let me ask Liv. Hey, Livy. I don't see it coming in yet. Oh, Loretta, don't worry about it. You did great. I always love talking to you. I'm just glad that Massey is out. I think that's a good thing. And now you're vindicated. More people in Kentucky agree with you than disagree with you. That's a good thing. I don't think Massey is good for anybody. I think I mean the problem is everyone's like, so Thomas Massey, blah 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 blah. Here's the thing: is what did he do for the opposition? How did the Jews still get their $3.6 billion in defense spending? They sure did. Did we still go overseas and hit Iran? Yeah. Is AIPAC still around? Have we rounded up all the Jews and put them in concentration camp? No? Oh, then what the fuck did Thomas Massey do? He's never achieved anything. Why do you want him there? If the only thing you want is a single solitary voice against Trump, well, you're a failure. You're a failure. Loretta, I have the same 22-year-old daughter. We have our conversations about My love for my daughter is way more important than politics. You raised him right. Think for himself. Just because it doesn't end up the way we want doesn't take away from the love we have. Well said. Elaine says, good night. Good night. Tanja says, okay, I'm ready. Okay. Great show tonight. So nice to have chat back up and running. Yeah, I don't know what Facebook's problem was, but the show was better. We had more people than usual. We were up in the high 80s tonight. It's went back down now because everyone knows we're signing off. Massey's going to run for governor. Good luck. Good luck. Massey's a putz. Good luck. Good luck. I don't think he wins governor. I don't think that helps. But let him do it. Good. Good for you. Be governor. All right. I got to go, y'all. It's been a great night. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't want to leave Tanja hanging, but I got to go. Hey, Livy. Massey's running for governor. Such a douche. Okay. I don't know. She said she's trying to send it, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll just... Yeah, everyone's dropping off. Listen, Tanja, I love you to death, but I got to go. I got to go. All right, listen, everybody. Thanks for watching. If Tanja donates, we'll put it in for tomorrow's numbers. Liv's going to check one more time, and then we got to go. Got to go. We got a lot to do. Oh, she got it. Hold on. It just came in. Joanne, I like your new picture. Okay, Tanja called. Hi, Tanja. What's up?
Okay, here, just walk me through it because I'm getting frustrated now.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to do it through my bank, and then because I'm on a phone, it's doing a little glitchy thing. So how do you do it again? So I see Facebook, I see Twitter, Rumble.
All right.
I see all these things.
All right. So the easiest thing to do is go to thedumbshow.com/donate.
Oh, the dumb show. Okay.
All right. So you open your URL, Internet Explorer or Safari, whatever you use to go on the internet. And you type in thedumbshow.com, and then there's going to be a big button that says donate. You just click on donate. And then /donate. Yep, /donate. And then you'll see it. Keep the Dumb Show going strong. You can put in your dollar amount, you put in a message, and then you just click PayPal, Venmo, or credit card. You can select any of those. And that's it. And it goes right through.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
All right. Do you want me to...
Don't hang up yet. Don't hang up yet, because right now... Son, stop moving me. Oh. Okay.
Anyway, Joanne, while you're doing that, I'm talking to Joanne. Joanne, I like your picture. Looks good. Like your haircut. That's got to be a new haircut. See if I...
okay. Stay in touch.
There you go.
Right.
Now you're getting it.
Okay, so now... Success. Okay, now where do I go to pay and see? Success. 10. That's cute. Okay, so I see your merch. Oh, I see it. PayPal.
There it is. Yeah, it's pretty easy. We got a full... I mean, our system's pretty damn good. It's pretty simple.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I like it. Hold on 1 second.
Take your time. No rush.
All right. Wait. Venmo. Let's do Venmo instead. All right, let's donate.
Boom, 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 boom.
Pay right now. Pay right now.
Yeah, and we got...
okay.
And we got clothes and everything and cotton. We got some good shit over there. So you got some stuff that'll get you in trouble in California. I'm sure.
On purpose, too. Wait a minute. Hold on. You see it. I know you're tired. Get my full ass 1 second. Hold on.
I'm not that
Once
tired.
I get to see it, it'd be easier to start donating much quicker.
Take your time. You're fine. Take your time. I'm not in a huge rush. I just want I want Don to call back. That wasn't his first time calling. He called in a couple years ago and he got mad too. They get very upset. They get very, very upset when you don't.
Oh, shoot. The girls who's supposed to be sisterhood to me turned on me, so I don't give a hell. Well, one girl got pissed off because I was on another channel and she like the coolest channel. I love her channel. Her name is MeTX. I was on her channel now. I've been day one with her, rocking with her, and she's all about helping people become self-sufficient and not depend on the government. You know, she helps the government. But she wanted the illegals out of this country. She said, "Oh, motherfuckers got to go. I don't give care of them from Africa. Y'all ass got to go, too." So I'm all here talking about, yeah, we all should work for ICE. We all represent ICE. So the girl who's supposed to be cool with me, she turned on me, called me all kind of bees and stuff, and people getting up on there. What? And then the ones who rolled with me before, they all turned on me. So I was like, well, shit, fuck it. That's to be expected.
All right. Are we good?
Give me one more minute.
All right.
One more minute.
One more minute. I'm fine. You got me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay.
Okay.
You still got people watching, so we're not leaving yet.
We still at the party, y'all. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Okay, got it. All right. They asking for all my information.
It's all right. Take your time.
That's because I'm brand. That's because I'm brand new. That's what it is. I'm brand new.
Yeah, it is, and you got it. Yeah, they put it in there because that's what it's all about. We have fraud protection. All right, you're in. All right, so that should come through. Unless it's a big amount, then we're in trouble. But it should come through pretty quick. Waiting for it. Livia's watching. All right, I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm gonna stay on until it comes through. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Tanja. God bless in California. Keep watching, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Be on tomorrow night. We got a really good interview with Scott Lebedo. He's a good dude. You'll love him. He's great.
Right on. I'll be there.
All right, sister. See you then. Bye. I like her. She's cool. We have our collection of people. You know, we've got a good, 50 people who we just constantly are always there. She's going to be a fun addition to this show. Now this thing just needs to come in. There it is. It just came in. Put it in, Liv. Let's go. All right, it just came in. For the people on the podcast who are like, holy crap, when's this podcast going to end? It won't until Olivia puts this in. And then there it is. Tanja, $20. Thank you, Tanja. So glad to have so many new people and old. It was great to see Mike Herrick, my old friend. Good to see Josh Morris here. It's even good to have the douchebag caller who hasn't called in in a couple of years, so it's good to have him there. Folks, thanks for watching. Tomorrow, Scott Lebedo from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Colorado Avalanche start Western Conference Finals tomorrow, too. We might just do Scott Lebedo pop smoke. So hopefully we can get donations in early. Brian said he's going to save one for a rainy day. Brian, it might be early tomorrow because we want to watch the Avs and get offline. But either way, hey, congratulations. If you were rooting for Thomas Massey, sorry. If you weren't, well, you're probably on the right side of history, folks. God bless you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.